Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, kicking off another week in wrestling here at the Wrestling for Life Network. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here tonight. We got Monday Night Raw on tap, 3+ hours of all the action, a stacked card, lots to look forward to tonight. Woo, woo, woo. Call the cops. We are rolling and we are hot, folks. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. We got all the action. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like we said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. Thank you for joining us on this Monday. I hope everyone out there has kicked off their week right, but we're going to cap it off tonight with a little bit of Monday Night Raw. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to get into all the action, lots on the card tonight. So we're hoping it's a nice, fast, quick, nice Monday Night Raw. We're going to get into all of that here. I will take a second to remind everybody, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. And that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White, and I am Big Nick. And yes, we even have Big Bronson Reed taking on Gunther for the IC belt tonight. We've got a tag title match on. We've got Rhea versus Raquel, and we've got a Falls Count Anywhere match. We've got a stacked season premiere. Is it weird that it's the season premiere of Monday Night Raw when they never stop?
Right? The season didn't end, but it is starting again.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, they are stacking it up. Plus, I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of surprises. We're still watching the, the episodic appearance of Jade Cargill each week or each show now. So we'll see if she has a presence tonight. Of course, Rhea Ripley is taking on Shayna Baszler in what should be a good match.
Oh, yeah, I saw a lot of people comparing that, running that back to their match when they were both in NXT and everything, which was a hell of a match. That's the thing is, respectfully, the Monday Night Raw women's division has become like the Haas women's division. You've got Rhea, Shayna, Raquel, Nia, maybe Jade's there. So it's very much a stacked division, and they're all kind of powerhouse women.
Yeah, a lot of big, strong, imposing women. Of course, Rhea has made, I've seen some, very little, but some criticism towards Rhea Ripley. But if people don't really see what's happening with her right now and how she's risen to the top of wrestling, not just the women's division. I mean, it's kind of got that the man feel. When Becky was the hottest wrestler in wrestling, Rhea's kind of in that niche, right? Like she's in that pocket where she's lit it up across the board.
Oh, yeah. If you're, hating on Rhea, you're just a hater at this point. Grab yourself a tall glass of haterade because Rhea Ripley, like you said it right there, she's one of the best pro wrestlers doing it. Not male, not female, one of the best pro wrestlers doing it. It's believable that this woman could almost have had a match with Solo Sikoa. Or could still possibly. She sat there and took out Luke Gallows.
Yep. It's true.
She's viable she would be a viable entry in the men's Royal Rumble.
Yes. I mean, she's done well. So it's nice. I like Shayna Baszler getting a bit of love here, getting an opportunity to wrestle Rhea. I mean, again, a good look, a lady that I think deserves a little more love than she's been given in this division. The recently retired, by the way, Ronda Rousey is no longer around.
I was going to say, she's lost her fucking cross to bear there of getting Ronda over.
Cross to bear. But yeah, and I mean, you said it. We got Ricochet and Shinsuke, last man or Falls Count Anywhere.
Yes, sir.
We get the tag titles on the line tonight. Again, it's looking good. We got the IC title on the line as well. And I mean, right now it feels like the WWE is clicking on a lot of cylinders.
Could you argue that this would be a BC show pay-per-view card that we have tonight, and we're getting on weekly TV?
Yeah, technically. Yeah, I mean,
we've got 2 title fights. We've got arguably a title eliminator between Shayna and Rhea, which I still hate that they do that. and we've got a Falls Count Anywhere match on weekly TV.
Yep.
I know we see it every week in every show with AEW, but it's rare that WWE does it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. Again, like in Shinsuke, we were concerned. What are they going to do with Shinsuke to keep him relevant moving forward? This, to me, is something of substance. There's been, withstanding history between Shinsuke and Ricochet. I'm all for it. And you see the NXT presence across this entire show.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But let's get to the peoples, as we got a super chat popping up from Mega saying, "Where are your tag stream belts, guys?"
Right there.
Yeah, well, no, mine's technically not that, but yeah, no, maybe someday we'll actually get the actual physical belts and everything.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Well, right now we just, like I said, we take everything and just put it back into the channel right now. That's why we got popping with the moving backgrounds and everything.
That's it. So yeah, no, keep it coming. We'll have belts soon.
We don't need to sit there to almost swore. We don't need to sit there with the belts on our shoulders to prove that we're the champs of this. What?
I like it. Ronnie saying hi everyone, and also gave us a like. Make sure you guys give us a like. I think we were up over 50 likes already before we even kicked off tonight.
I can let you know we are right now at 87, I believe, sir.
87. So we're almost at that triple digit. Get us there, folks. We appreciate it. Blows our mind that, before we basically go live, we're sitting at 87 likes. Shout out to Crosby. Let's go. I'm in hockey mode now. Victor.
In case you didn't know, he's got the Maple Leafs game on in the background because we're enthralled in the fantasy hockey season as well with fantasy football.
Gotta stay in the know. Right.
Victor saying season premiere of Raw is stacked. Let's freaking go. Yeah, let's go, Victor.
What's up, Victor?
Wait a minute. C Money, hello, my friend. We meet again. I'm amazed that AEW didn't put a video package out there or something like that with Edge and Christian like hugging. Then again,
I'm shocked.
Like, are they in tight with Creed? Like, do they own all the rights?
Well, Tony, make that happen.
I'll just pay you double whatever Vince is. Right. Alexis, what up? After his so-called fight, Logan Paul issued a challenge to Rhea for a U.S. title match, possibly at Crown Jewel. And yes, I believe it's been it's been reported that they're going to be on SmackDown face to face. And if you paid money for that fight, I feel sorry for you.
Man, it's why I don't really pay attention to it. A lot of people ask about it, and I'm like, I'll catch the clips. It's enough. And sure enough, there was nothing there.
I mean, it's a fucking circus to where you've got Dana sitting there going for takedowns and everything like that. The security gets involved. It's a goddamn spectacle. It's fucking more WWE than WWE. It's more pro wrestling than pro wrestling.
And again, if you didn't have that pro wrestling vibe to it, after his match, he challenges Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, seriously. Well, I mean, for sake, the commentators were Todd Grisham, shout out ECW announcer Todd Grisham, Jonathan Coachman, and Ariel Helwani. Ariel's the most credible out of those three.
Yeah, no, I mean, the whole thing's a sham. It's a money grab. It's seemingly what the Pauls do very well. However, him coming back to WWE is a good thing for WWE, and that's why they do it. I'm sure they were thrilled. Somebody put it out there today, some fucking putzes, of like Logan Paul's call out of Rey Mysterio was planned prior to the fight. No shit. Like, really? Yeah, I'd imagine, like, he said, hey, I'm going to challenge somebody. Who am I going to challenge? All right, Ray, let's go. And I could see him being U.S. champion.
Well, absolutely. Well, and you don't think that Hunter's on the phone with him of, hey, afterwards we're booking you with Ray, so maybe drop that when you've got all these people paying attention to you right now. Rocco, not a fan of Logan Paul possibly being U.S. champion, so Rocco doesn't agree with you that he could be U.S. champion. But if LA Knight beats him at Mania for it, I'm all game. So you think that's where LA Knight lands on the WrestleMania card? Hollywood.
I'm still here.
Fair enough, but I could very much see that'd be an interesting match. Do you do it at WrestleMania or do you do it at like a SummerSlam or something like that? That might be an option. Jake, what up? Kevin, what up? Todd, what up? Richard, what up? Can you see Rhea going into Crown Jewel against 4 women fatal 5-way? Ooh, who would they be? That'd be interesting.
I don't like it. I don't like the idea. Have her just pick someone off. She hasn't had a whole lot of like really, oh my god, title defenses.
Well, and is it me or does it always seem like women's matches? They're always multi-women matches. Like you very rarely now see prominent singles match feuds.
Yeah, it's like the what do you call it? It's like the cramming, right? Like I hate to say it.
What?
Yeah.
Pause, sir.
We're hamming them in there, and that's what it feels like, right? So,
I don't want to know what you cram in there, sir.
Cramming it in there. So yeah. No, that's my only like when you get into like multiple again, if there's a good reason, I feel like the IC title might end up in some type of triple threat or fatal 4-way because there seems to be a handful of viable contenders. I'm okay with that. But if you're just like, here, take the women that we haven't used very much, and now they're going to be all in one match. I'm like, ugh.
We don't have anything fully developed for any of you individually, so we're just going to have you all kind of do something.
Yeah, and I get mad at Tony kind of for doing that at times of like fatal 4-way and then like another fatal 4-way, but we'll change 2 of the people.
Yeah.
Like, we're watching. We know what you're doing.
Does DIY versus Imperium happen tonight?
I don't know if it happens tonight, but it could.
It could. I don't know if you do it tonight. I mean, that might be a little bit too self-indulgent there, I feel, if we got that as well.
Right? I mean, we got a lot going on for WWE anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And hey, none of these to me feel super repetitive outside of would you say that Cody and Jay versus Judgment Day is getting repetitive now? Well, I think the drunken promo kind of helped boost up Cody and Jay there.
I will say this. I will say the fact that, yeah, I mean, but it's kind of, if you think, there's times where you do run up to the top guys do kind of mix with each other quite a bit, and you will get long-standing programs and long-term storytelling with it. Like, so yeah, it's been a little repetitive. I think the 3-on-3s. Sorry, I got distracted by a fight. Oh. But yeah, you if you have a good, compelling story going with the matches, fine. This one now, like Cody and Jay with the titles against Judgment Day, there's a story behind why we're doing it again. So I think I'm okay.
Fair enough. Bonkers, what up? I know I saw Larry, Clay. The real shock is Roman retained versus Cody, not Cody winning, because all we know Cody's story, and it won't be a shock if Cody win. It'd be good to see a new champ, but not a shock. So you think at WrestleMania they're going to double down and Roman beats him twice? That's a dangerous proposition to do in Philadelphia, sir.
Dude, I'm kind of with them on this because everybody's anticipating it. Like, it's got to be this day. It's got to be like, I actually almost want to go the other way of like Roman loses the belt between now and Mania and goes into Mania without a belt.
And faces who?
I don't,
Dwayne?
well, again,
you'd have to have Dwayne on lock.
You'd have to have Dwayne.
You could have that.
You don't have it now, but you'd have to have Dwayne on retainer if you're going to go that route. So you're not wrong in that sense, but yeah, I mean,
the only other thing you could do would be Phil. You do Phil?
Phil would be a surprise. But I hate the fact that, you know, we all kind of have these set things in our head because of mostly because of, you know, the dirt sheets and how they go. We saw people mad at Cody and Brock for not having a stipulation because Meltzer said there might be one. You know, same thing with these predetermined things of like, oh, he's going to win it here or he's going to win it there. Like, that's what I think pissed everyone off at Mania was they'd already decided Cody was going to win. Yeah. So you put yourself in a pickle a little bit.
That is an interesting take of you've got to fight against the preconceived narrative of as much as you think it's going to be a surprise. It does, but with Cody, did it feel more like a preconceived ending or kind of a coronation? Like we had built to this, and much like with Daniel Bryan, you could say Daniel Bryan, that might still be a bit of a push, but Daniel Bryan, you knew he was going to at least be champ at some point. Like, they had gotten so much behind him.
Yeah, but you remember when he won the belt and then Orton cashed in on him, and everybody was so heartbroken and mad and hated the WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, again, there's a part of me as like the creative side that says at times you need your fan base to be bummed out because then there has to be a come up. Now the question is, can they get a come up good enough? And Cody's at a risk of guys like LA Knight and other talent kind of being the new baby.
Well, Christ, we talked about, I mentioned Dwayne, and the second he showed up on SmackDown and everything, everybody kind of just said, well, maybe Cody already had his chance. Maybe we get Dwayne.
Right.
So maybe he's got to survive going a whole year that someone else isn't going to get hotter and catch more fire and deserve more of a push than him.
Yeah. And I think that going into WrestleMania, the challenge then becomes we have to do this in such a way that even if people are expecting Cody to win, and he is going to win, we have to make it interesting. We have to make people guess.
Yeah, you've got to stack the deck a bit against Cody.
Right? You got to make it seem highly unlikely. So, I mean, that's the challenge of the creative team at the WWE, and we'll see what they can pull off with it. But pardon me, let's get back to the chat. I see John VR. Are you guys going to watch Raw? Yes, Raw is on in about
what gave it away? The Raw logo underneath it?
So there you go. Yes, we will be here for Raw all night long. We're here for all the shows, John. If you haven't been here before, click likes, click subscribe, click the little bell. We'll keep you in the loop.
Right. Well, I like Mega's comment here. If you should prove to all these people, all those people that you are the best, I think we do night in and night out. But you can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at.
I ain't got to prove shit to nobody. So just show up and show out.
Because that's what the show's about.
Right.
JM saying, do you think a card like tonight is what we will see on the 4 primetime NBC events next year? Interesting.
Yeah.
Very fitting. Very fitting. I said it could be like a B or a C level pay-per-view, like how we remember Fastlane being or No Mercy being. Shit like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a fair assessment. I think that, you know, a Saturday night show with a couple title matches, a couple matches of intrigue sprinkled in there. I'm hoping there'll be 2-hour shows because they're quick and easy. I highly think that this type of feel to it. And I'm glad, you know, I know we kind of laugh at the idea of the season premiere, but at least they stacked up a little.
Absolutely. Well, it's so weird, too, for it to be a season premiere. And now I think that is it that they realize that they've gotten to Tony and now we're going to fuck with him a little bit?
You know what, though? I maybe like because they're calling it.
I mean, granted, I hate that I'm having to put like a narrative on them actually just doing their job right and doing their job well, but
yeah, no, I do think there's I mean, I can't discredit completely the AEW effect, and I know some of the fans actually it proves their competition. No, being aware of everyone's competition. Shit, technically, we are competition to the WWE because we're trying to get eyes on our program. Like that's everyone's in some level of competition.
I was gonna say that's like us being in competition with Jim Cornette,
right? I mean, it is what it is. No, and that's a good comparable, Nick, in the sense of, yeah, I mean, they're in the league, but again, whatever forces both companies to book better, to do more, it's brilliant. It's awesome. And is it because of AEW? No, I think they're just delivering. Again, it's their season premiere, so they got to make sure it's something.
But the thing is, and what's great though about this and that, why we do what we do and why we do what we do better than anybody does, often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. We win as wrestling fans with this. So Tony stacks his card better. Okay, so then Hunter stacks his card better. So then even Impact, we'll get Will Ospreay versus Josh Alexander and shit like that. Everybody's winning right now. If you are a pro wrestling fan, if you can move beyond the tribalism and see the forest before the trees, you just win.
Yeah, no, I mean it's hard to complain. We got a Tuesday that was ridiculously stupidly stacked. Like we didn't necessarily.
That was a Tuesday that reminded me of being a kid wrestling fan, of watching WCW and WWE go back and forth, head to head, flipping through the channels, which is catch my eye.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's the fun of it all. So people that seem so angry, but it's fun. It should be fun. What's up, Todd? How you doing? How you doing? Tribal Chief is back in the house. Kevin, how are you, sir? Rocco, in case we haven't said hello to you. Richard Martinez, Alexis. Man, the names are full filing
Right.
in. Unbroken's
We got
here.
Unbroken. Well, we got Smooth T with breaking news, everyone. Apparently, CM Punk returning to WWE. Debatable, allegedly.
Most
And
likely.
Uncle Howdy returning for a Bray Wyatt family reuniting for him.
Yes. I've heard many reports about this. And I know we
well,
differ.
I think he worded it poorly, but I think he's talking about with the Bo Dallas tribute
Yep.
act.
Yeah, the continuation of the legacy of the story centering around Howdy.
I'm so torn on that because on one hand, I want to like it. Like I of course, everything Bray Wyatt.
You're gonna like it.
I know, and I will, but at the same time, it's one of those. I feel like it's just gonna, like, I'm just concerned of how do we end it, because because you're gonna have nothing but emotion attached to it, and that's when it gets little tricky.
Yeah, again, I think in my head, it's let's get it out the gate, let's run it up. If it was just some like if they did like fake Diesel or fake Kane or fake,
no,
and they kind of did it like went in a different direction, yeah, no, I'd be like, I don't know how I feel about this. I do like the legacy continuing. I don't mind that because then that becomes something you could ride for a while, if not a couple years. Because as you progress,
if Bo Dallas is doing the Fiend tribute show and he's in the mid card of a fast lane in 2 years, are we still going to be happy with that, or are we still going to be upset that they're not in like the main event and it's not the good show is built around it?
I don't know. I mean, that's
what I'm worried about, though.
But again, I'm very curious how they book it, how they put it together, and in what way do they make him feel to that main event status that Uncle Howdy / Bo could potentially have a belt. Right now, I don't know. I mean, they're really gonna have to fucking put it on, and yeah, they're gonna be in that comparable bubble for a long time. So the idea that you don't want to mimic it, but you can kind of pay tribute to it and then branch off of it, like a spin-off, I'm okay with that. We'll find a way.
I'm super interested if they are actually going to do it, of how they do it. Yeah. I still have reservations of if it goes sideways and it goes sour. Paul, what up? I can see if they want to bring back Uncle Howdy just for like a Halloween special night. Would you be happy with that? Does that suffice?
Yeah, no, I think if you're going to do it as a one-off, like just for Halloween, then it makes it more of like trick or treat opposed to what it was. You know what I mean? It was,
but I mean, the Firefly Funhouse. If Halloween Havoc was a main roster pay-per-view, and now I'm just completely fantasy booking, but go with me here. And if Bray Wyatt was the host of it through the Firefly Funhouse, wouldn't it still have a little bit of that vibe? It would fit, but it would. I think that he could make it work.
That's where I think
I don't want it to be that one-off, but I mean,
yeah, that's where I'm worried that
the Firefly Funhouse can make it work.
I think they are going to mess with the Firefly Funhouse in period. I think that's a thing that's going to happen. I really do think they're going to use that. But yeah, as a one-off, like a special where they're hosting the show. To me, that's where I start getting too gimmicky on something that's supposed to be a little, more.
I'll give you that. Yeah, like I said, but I wouldn't want it because I think that would be a waste of that moment. But I could see how, if you were going to do that long term, you could use that.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, I think if you get to that point where it's just like, and now hosting Halloween Havoc, it'd be like, oof.
Yeah, that's sour taste.
Right. So, what's up, Boston? How you doing? Got it. Sorry for the misspell. It happens. We're getting used to it. We get used to it.
Speaking in cursive.
I could see Drew make a deal with the JD. If Drew helps them win the tag titles, they won't cash in or get involved in his Magic Crown Jewel.
Ooh.
Maybe.
But then is that not a full out heel turn for Drew?
Well, fuck, do it. Like, I don't know why we're pussyfooting on this one, man. It's driving me nuts with Drew McIntyre because to me, Drew came back.
Because then who's the top baby faces on that show?
Cody, Jay,
tag team,
Sammy.
Yeah.
Tag team top baby faces. I mean, there's not much.
No. I'm saying, well, you would have Seth, Cody, Jay, who are and Sammy, who are all been used up. I feel
used up.
We talked about how they've been rinse, repeat, them being involved in the Judgment Day. Drew adds this will he, won't he elements. You can't fully pull the trigger on it yet. I don't think you don't have any other baby faces that are built up that haven't been booked to fucking oblivion because how many times have we talked about we've seen a combination of Sammy, Jay, Cody, Seth all going against the Judgment Day.
Yeah, but so Drew as the baby face to take on, I think it's going to end up being
tweener.
I think it's going to end up being
full heel yet.
I think it's going to end up being Damian, my guy.
Yeah,
I think sooner than later.
But But that's I was talking about with the whole deal thing, and you were saying about going.
Going back to Drew. Yeah, I
still think you keep Drew as the tweener. Damian's going to be the one that breaks out as the big baby face. Yeah.
I'm just kind of torn with Drew because Drew's been a little bit meh for quite a while, and I've wanted more from Drew. And if I just wish he would have just shown up and kicked Seth Rollins in the face out of nowhere, hit a Claymore, and
we booked it way better than they did.
Yeah,
months in advance.
Like the way this rolled out, and now we're gonna have a match of Crown Jewel. Like you said, we kind of had the better idea of like just have Drew show up without reason, without explanation, pop his head off, and we'll see you on Monday and figure out why you're so angry. And he explains, I'm sick of this shit. I play to the crowd. I get nowhere. So now I'm going to care about me and only me.
Right.
Time for a change.
He's a nugget.
Right.
Scarlett and Shotzi are both hosting Halloween Havoc. Is that confirmed?
Yeah, night one apparently. I don't know if they're
doing. They have like a spooky show that's on like the network or on the Peacock or on their YouTube or something like that. I thought they were like hosting like kind of spooky season show.
I don't know. As far as those two are hosting Halloween Havoc.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the thing.
Did you see the Cross video from him looking backstage at Roman when he came out on SmackDown and everything? So we're starting to. I kind of like what we're doing with Karrion Kross.
Yes.
We've all kind of forgotten about him. It's the great reset.
Yeah. Well, it's your way to just tease. Like, oh, shit. Is he going to fight Cena? Oh, shit. Is he looking at Roman? Like, what's next for Kross other than, like, joining the Judgment Day?
Yeah. Well, at least they're all main event guys, too. It's not like he's looking at,
you're
Chad Gable.
No, I hear you for sure. I like the fact that it's making us think about him, talk about him a little bit.
Smooth. Yes, we saw. So you think that they're going to have Braun, Bo, and Rowan? Well, Braun's dealing from neck surgery, and Rowan's not signed. So
bring back Rowan. I'd love them to bring back Rowan.
Redbeard,
Bring back Redbeard. Let's go, Bo. Redbeard.
Make him a Viking. Fuck it.
Make him a Viking. Fuck.
Well, if Eric can't come back, and you just got Ivar and Redbeard. Redbeard sounds like a goddamn Viking name.
Kind of, right?
What do you mean, kind of? If you read a book right now, it doesn't have to be written by J.R.R. Tolkien.
I got it now.
But if you had someone with the last name, with the name Redbeard,
I got forever.
I will talk forever.
Yeah, no shit.
I got 10.
Tell me when you get forever. Folks, we're going live with Raw. Make sure you get in the chat. Make sure you say hi. Give us some flames. You get
forever.
So we got forever. If you're syncing up with us, we are ready to roll. Wonder what's going to open the show tonight. Probably the Judgment Day as always.
Right. Could be. Or could it be Cody? So I've got the video package right now. So
I like the new video package. I don't mind it.
Well, I was going to say, right as I said Cody, I had Cody just looking me dead in the face. I was like,
right. Yeah, it feels like greatness.
Well, and I like how now that they've really kind of tailored the intro to the roster that's on the show.
Yeah.
And bit of the prominent roster too. It's not like, you know, we've got Chelsea Green out there.
And again, Cody front and center, the Mayor
Right.
McCheese. But yeah, we're in the season premiere,
Captain
folks.
America.
And we are kicking off the show. So yes, like I said, make sure you get in the chat. Make sure you say hello. Make sure you join us because we're not stopping anytime soon.
Absolutely, 100%. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Nobody does it like we do. Again, like I said, often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. We got the merch store, we got the TikToks, we got the Twitters, we got the Instagrams, we got anything and everything for your pro wrestling needs. I sound like the dude that should be out there doing wacky weaving inflatable arm flailing 2-man. Wacky weaving inflatable arm flailing 2-man.
No shit. As we're getting a rundown of the card, again, a reminder, we're getting Gunther and Jonah.
We got two big beefy boys slapping meat. We got Big Bronson Reed versus Gunther. We've got a Falls Count Anywhere match. I'm excited for this because I'm a fan of both guys, even pre-WWE.
Here's a question for everybody. Question for you. Do you feel like they're sprinkling in more Falls Count Anywhere, Last Man Standing, hardcore match to kind of appeal to a fan base that might only be focusing elsewhere for that?
I think it fits with their style of booking. And I mean, this is what we've talked about even with the other show as Sami Zayn's kicking off Monday Night Raw right now. I think he's going to talk about his buddy Kevin getting traded
100%
at SmackDown.
But now we're going to get a singles run, and I still think, man, I could see Sami being the world heavyweight champion. I could.
Oh, we thought there was a contingent that thought he could have beaten Roman. So
yeah. So, I mean, now that, okay, he didn't beat Roman, but could you get the fans back behind him for something? The only trick part is if he goes up against Seth, it's like uber babyface match.
He'd have to take it off Drew, Nakamura, something like that.
Yeah, it would have to be kind of that way.
He couldn't even take it off Damian, I don't think, if Damian won it with the cash in.
Maybe.
But no, like we were saying with the other show they do too many Falls Count Anywhere matches, so they all feel the same.
Right.
It just becomes a match. When WWE sprinkles it in, it feels bigger. It feels more involved. They're like, okay, these guys are going to get some time because hopefully you don't have like a 10-minute Falls Count Anywhere match. Yeah,
no, 100%. And now we're quickly getting reminded that KO was traded to SmackDown because the draft matters today.
Because we're going to rub salt in Sammy's wounds here.
Right. And like you said, Nick, he's going to probably talk about it. Also being reminded that Nick Aldis is your new SmackDown GM. And that means Adam Pearce has been promoted to half his job.
Right.
That's it. Hey,
you did so good at your job. You got half the responsibilities now.
Right.
Honestly, I'd be kind of okay with that. Same day. Shit.
Yeah. Wait.
All right.
I'm getting promoted to do less
more
work.
Of a lateral movement. More of a lateral movement.
Right. Puff, puff, pass. Hey, get in here.
Well, as Sammy's welcoming us to the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. Drink every time someone says season premiere, and I swear you'll be faced by the end of the stream.
Dude, I got a couple. Maybe next pay-per-view we'll do a drinking game during the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I got a couple that I drink my secret stuff during the whole pay-per-view.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
I'm already going.
This might be a case of either pacing yourself or accelerating you. Could be a very interesting back half.
A dangerous game we play, Mr. Bond.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. Ricochet loses. Corey, what up? James, what up? What happened with Michael Cole? Is Michael Cole not there?
Wait, what do you mean?
No KO Sammy versus DIY. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
well, not now. Yeah, Boo Irons.
Boo Irons on that a little bit.
Oh, so Sami Zayn talks about how Kevin Owens is on SmackDown. He's like, if I'm being honest, I'm excited for me too.
Yeah, I get to stand on my own.
Interesting take.
Yeah, I think this is a chance to kind of give him a spotlight and let him not, like last time he was alone in the spotlight.
He's talking about being world heavyweight champion, like you just said.
Yeah, I like it. Because I was going to say, like, the last time he was alone in the spotlight, he was the conspiracy guy. He was the weirdo. He was losing to Johnny Knoxville. Let's look, the crowd's with him. He's over. Let him run.
But is it so interesting that he's retained his momentum since the Bloodline storyline, since his match with Roman in Montreal? Yeah. He's retained his pop, his reaction, his popularity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know people like there was a bit of a lull there when him and KO were kind of hurt, and KO sat like they weren't really. Then we're getting a lot of them in the Judgment Day, but overall, you're not wrong, and I think that's a testament to the storyline. And the minute you push him into something that matters, people start losing their mind again for him. Like they go up another octave for Sammy.
Absolutely. Did you guys hear Corny talk about the AW audio issue with the Adam Cole skit? Little bit.
I'm certain. I mean, it sounds very echoey of what we may have said.
A little bit. We try not to, but I mean, sometimes you got to call a spade a spade.
We live, motherfuckers.
Well, I was gonna say this is so fitting right now because Larry before said toke a vitamin instead of a shot. So there you go. And then Mega turns around and follows it up with takes a big toke. 100%. Take vitamins responsibly, folks. Did you say cake this early? Maybe.
Did you?
I don't know. I say a lot of things. Do you think CM Punk shows up on Raw soon? Honestly, I'm starting to think no.
I'm telling you, Survivor Series, we're getting a return of Punk.
You think? Well, I mean,
I'm convinced.
We've got to look at our sources that we're taking this information on. So.
I don't trust. Again, Meltzer put out some more bullshit today that just, again, it makes my head hurt. But no. I still think this is, man, the pop. If his music hit at any point in time would be insane.
Would it be more insane than the tweet that Tony Khan would then send out? The tweet, boss. The tweet.
Yeah, like there, and again,
his mind would explode. Take that phone away the second.
Yeah, I know the tribe out there. Good, it's their problem. We don't care. He'll be a cancer, and it will be incumbent on him to prove everybody wrong. But the Judgment Day are here, by the way, answering.
And Finn saying if anyone should be kicking off the season premiere of Monday Night Raw, so take a puff or a shot again, I guess. It should be the Judgment Day.
But yeah, I do think that, again, it's, to me, in my head, it's all about business. If it's going to make money, Punk returning to WWE makes money. Punk was the top merch mover last month for AEW. He ain't even there. He don't go to that school.
But we've all gone on this one narrative with it. What if he just really doesn't want to? What if he's just having fun fucking with people?
That is possible. Highly possible. I think that's, but I also do think that, I think there's a part of him that doesn't want this to be the lasting memory of Punk. Like when he left WWE, he was the martyr on the cross. Like he went down as like, an underground legend because
Jesus H. Punk.
Yeah, kind of, right? The underground God, the underground Jesus of it
all.
Good
Lord. By the way, I think I saw my doppelganger there just with a loud, boisterous boo at Dom Mysterio right there. Well, it's a bearded man with glasses and a flat cap, and that's all you got to take to look like me.
Right.
Smile Mark, what up?
This is funny. No, sorry, I love my liver.
Do you? Do you really?
Do you really?
You know it regrows, right?
Right.
Terrence, hi everyone from Maryland.
I will say I've had more wrestling on the Leaf game so far than I've had on the wrestling show.
Touche.
It's a scrappy affair.
So, Rhea's talking about trying to recruit Sami Zayn because she said, back in the day, the Judgment Day would recruit lost superstars and try and give them direction. And we're getting why?
But see, I mean, I think I'd be excited for Sammy Finn, Sammy Damian, but I feel like we've gotten so much. But I still think we're setting up war games, man. This is the watch. Here comes Cody.
Cody and Jay, come on.
We're gonna get a 6-man match, player. Here it goes.
Jay Uso.
Why do they let Kevin be the one who tells us what's happening? Is there no Michael Cole tonight?
I'm not sure. But if Kevin Patrick is the lead, has one of the training wheels finally been removed from Kevin Patrick here? They finally said, "I'm a beer boy." So we've got Jey Uso and Sammy with steel chairs now as the crowd's chanting Cody.
Here comes the other one. Yeah, but see, they want it. You got to give the fans what they want. Where's the other base?
Is it that, or is it because it's so predictable?
Oh no, but I think in this case it's like, you know, a superhero movie. Right? You're watching a scene where the bad guys are fucking shit up, and you're like, all right, where's Spider-Man? Where's Batman? Yeah, like,
right.
That's what this is, but he's not coming.
No Cody. So the Judgment Day just sauntering off.
Right. I think a jammy.
That's their tag team. Would be nice right about now. It is Jammy.
If they team up, we'll go with Jammy. But I think Sammy and Jay one-on-one, you know, for a couple goes would be real nice.
But did anyone else just notice this, like I did, that Sammy sat there and did the double take on Jay and then kind of walked off because he realizes my friend's not here because you're here.
Right?
But this works so well because Sammy was always the Jay guy. They had their special little bond that developed.
Yeah. No, and I mean that's again, I like that they're tying that in, and again, it's just it's that loose thread that unravels the sweater, right? Like it might not be pulled yet, but that we know that thread's there.
Right.
Right.
That's another day off. Why? I feel like they ate grooming Kevin Patrick to take over WWE Europe when that happens.
Yeah, let him go do that.
Go over there.
Yeah. No, I could see him working okay, like a different vibe. He makes me like Michael Cole.
Just go. Well, no, Michael Cole's grown on me here.
I know. I give the guy credit.
As now we've got another good video package here from Shinsuke. And I like that they're doing his whole promo in Japanese with the subtitles.
Yeah, because that's how you get him over. And you don't need him coming out and cutting a promo in the ring. You build
I'm very sorry for what I did to AJ Styles. No, we don't need that.
No, not at all.
We don't need it anymore.
No, you really want to play to his strengths. And right now, you're playing to his strengths.
The first match that we have kicking off Monday Night Raw is Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Right. So, folks, we take a prediction on all the matches. We take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night, so do not leave. Do not go anywhere. We want to know what everybody thinks about the shows. But get in there. Let us know who you're taking, Ricochet or Nakamura. It's going to be, listen, last man standing. We'll see where this goes.
Right. Kyle, what up? Small Mark. Michael Cole growing on you. He's already peaked like a decade ago. Pause. But I will remind everybody, we do also have the super chats, the super stickers. You know, you can be a for-lifer, be a member, all of that. You know, help get your comment read, help support the channel, everything like that. Because I know we've got about 60 people watching right now with us, and I'm sure we've missed plenty of comments, some even intentionally. But Mike taking Nakamura. Who are you taking, sir?
Nakamura.
Oh, I'll take my fighting Irishman, Ricochet.
You're going to go Irish? Fair enough. Somebody just said...
And I feel weird saying that because I really wanted Nakamura to win the title off of Seth, but I also really kind of want to push for Ricochet.
Yeah, you're kind of torn on this one. I do like the fact that you're in the place of... And I know sometimes fans get over... like microscopic on the evaluation of a match, like Ricochet has to win this one or Nakamura has to win this one. Some matches are have to. I mean, some random Mondays and Fridays aren't make or break. Hey, sorry, the Leaf scored.
Commercial.
Can I get fries with that?
Fair enough. Oh, I feel like I just tweaked out there for a minute. Yeah, but I'm just in commercial right now.
I'm back in
Am I good
commercial
now?
as well.
Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good. You just happened for a second. You went auto.
Well, that's the thing is I heard it and I couldn't tell where it came from. Spoopy season and my computer is apparently haunted.
Yeah,
I gotta call Scooby and the gang.
What's up, Jordan Smith? How you doing? Naka for the win unless Seth gets involved. Do you think Seth knocks on that door again? Still.
But we're setting up, I think we're setting up Seth Drew. So
yeah, well,
I think we stay away.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think he stays away. We got to focus on Seth and Drew. You know, I mean, that's a couple weeks away. You get in, get out, and then you build towards Survivor Series. What do you think about the idea that it's been long talked about that Seth has been a workhorse? Seth hasn't taken days off. Seth has been very durable. You know, we know the injuries he did have, but he's been very durable. And we keep assuming that he's going to give up this belt and go on a sabbatical, but he keeps going. He keeps going. He keeps going.
Yeah, but when does that start to really catch up with you, though?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, right? Like, does he, you know, is he champion past Survivor Series? Does he carry the belt all the way to WrestleMania 40, like Roman? Like,
but that's the thing is, on one hand, I could see him doing it. I don't, if what we've heard about everything with him being just banged up, dinged up here and everything like that. Take a pause for the cause there and everything. Go ahead. You know, we're good for a couple months if you go and rest up, so then you can have a fucking 5-star, 8-star match at WrestleMania 40 or anything like that, versus you kind of limp across the finish line.
It's an interesting case because we keep kind of expecting, like, I would argue that not many people, and I'm happy if anyone out there wants to correct me, but I don't think many people thought Seth's run was going to be as long as it has been.
Is it so interesting that out of the 3 members of the Shield, and it's such a juxtaposition of we have Seth and Moxley now, to where you have people like, okay, so when are you going to take a vacation? You kind of deserve a vacation. When are you going to take some time off? And then you have Roman, to where everyone's just throwing accusations of you do nothing but be on vacation. When are you actually going to wrestle? When are you going to show up? You're nothing but on vacation.
Right. You know what's going to happen on both companies. When you coming back? Where have you been? What are you doing?
Right.
We're back from commercial. Sammy is in the back walking through. Oh, there's Jay.
He's kind of awkward around Jay right now. It's like, I kind of need a moment. When does Priest cash in?
Ooh. I picked the last pay-per-view and I was wrong.
Yeah, I can't really I feel like we'll know when it's probably getting close, but I don't think
it doesn't feel like the time.
No.
Could he do it at War Games?
Does he do it at Crown Jewel?
No. That's the thing. Like, could you see Drew beating Seth in Crown Jewel?
Kind of.
Interesting. How about the fans out there? Can you guys see it?
So Sammy's just walking down Jay right now. I have neither KO or the tag titles now because of you, Jay.
Yeah. But you've still got me. Uh-oh. It is what it is, my guy.
Hey.
You can have that.
Exactly. You can have that. That even what I'm mad at.
Oh, now Sammy's having a change of heart.
Typical Canadian. He's got to run back and say, I'm sorry.
Careful. It was getting purple back there. I was concerned for him. All right. Forget it.
Like I said, typical Canadian has to make sure he apologizes.
Would Sammy taking a heel turn shock us, and could he pull it off?
Kevin's much more going to be the heel, I feel, in this.
I agree.
Than Sammy.
I like KO as
I think because Sammy turns babyface with this is what turns Kevin on Sammy.
Fair enough. That's how you get back.
You took Jay's fucking side when he's the reason we're not here. We're not together. We're not champs.
There you are, hugging
you took his fucking side.
Ricochet is still in the ring, but yeah, no, yeah, like you were supposed to be my guy, and there you are hugging the guy, saying, "I'm sorry, no hard feelings."
Right. Especially because we were leaning into more and more of to where KO would kind of let some stuff slide and then just fucking snap.
Right.
As I've got Darth Shinsuke coming out again right now.
WWE confirmed Larry eats terrible food.
Okie dokie.
Nakamura attacks Zayn. He's going to one day. Sammy blamed Jay. Yeah, and I wonder, they might be hugging Nick, but you think there's that underlying tension? It's got to be, right?
Does he hear voices in my head? They talk to me.
Dude, everyone talking about that guy coming back around Survivor Series, and maybe potentially making it back. Dude, I'm pumped about that more than anything. Fuck Punk, fuck, all the other names. Just to get RKO back in the ring, I'm going to be pretty ecstatic about it.
Because, well, 100% they will do an RKO out of nowhere. I thought what was interesting with this, and you could look at it as one way or the other of, they used very much always the term were. So I'm like, okay, so have they moved that plan to earlier, maybe a little bit later, or have we just fully backed away from that plan? But it does leave the open option that maybe it could be going into Survivor Series.
Punk and Randy Orton and I don't know, pick anybody. They come back as the newest faction.
Hey.
Go up to hijack the whole shit.
But so we are underway with a Falls Count Anywhere match, folks. We've got Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura. You've taken Nakamura. I'm taking Ricochet. The O'Shea brothers.
Right.
The annexation of Puerto Rico is how we're going to win this, boys.
Sammy heel turn. See, all right, I wasn't the only one catching that vibe. Like, maybe Sammy cost them the titles.
Your Canadian R was that far off that you didn't anticipate that he was going to, break out in full Canadian and run over and apologize. You thought he was going to go against his native instinct and just turn heel?
His natural gut instinct, just be like, my bad.
Right. Sorry.
You get hit by a car. It's just like, it's okay. I was walking.
I was in the way.
Yeah, sorry. Is your bumper okay? Eat. Let's eat.
I've just been constantly thinking since I've heard that of the yeet skirt, yeet, the rap that they did on SNL,
right,
and everything. Oh,
springboard drop kick by Ricochet. Nakamura down to the outside.
He's going flying.
Up and away.
Here I come to save the day. Corkscrew in moonsault over the top of it. One,
2 count on the floor.
Yeah.
Remind
Did you see
everybody.
him put out I think it was the whole match between like him and Swerve?
Did he put it out?
Ricochet. How it's like he was saying something about it, but it was a fucking fantastic match. Sorry, random.
No, listen, it's Ricochet has a phenomenal indie resume.
Him and Ospreay, the reason why I love both those guys is watching those two watching the matches they had together. So they sat there and had a whole match with no top rope.
No, absolutely. And I mean, again, we've seen the rumors of could Ospreay be scooped up by the WWE? Could they entice him enough? And would Triple H want it? Yeah. Like, imagine Triple H saying, okay, we're going to do like Ricochet Ospreay at WrestleMania. Go. And again, and it does appeal to a bigger audience than your typical WWE audience.
Well, absolutely. Well, that's it sounds like Tony Khan booking up until the fact that I feel like they'd actually put a story behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is very much a fantasy dream match. And we've got a running knee backstage here. We're in quote unquote gorilla position. Where's Michael Cole? So I guess no Cole. I've got
Cole.
Barrett and Barrett and Patrick. Not the Sammy. Where's Michael Cole is trending on? Oh, it is trending on Twitter.
Oh, Ricochet running up the screen.
Oh,
to Nakamura.
Does a fucking Moonsault off the fucking Titantron.
Knees up.
Oh, standing moonsault. We're fighting on the stage right now.
Going for a go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
A lot of people talking about this shit, man.
Subtlety.
Right, Bobby saying 31 years of Raw. Incredible. Incredible.
But could you see Monday Night Raw moving from Monday night as what's been rumored and speculated about and thought about and talked about?
Sorry, I got distracted by unbroken silliness.
What was the end of that? I can't talk about that. I'm not Canadian, so.
It's one of my favorite things ever. But I'm back in commercial break, Nick. We're rolling along. Last man standing match still. I'm surprised we came out of the gate with this one.
Absolutely. Well, it shows that they're going to get some time. Think about it. They've been probably going already for roughly around 15 minutes or so, maybe 10. I need Curtis here to give us our, betting line here. It's not sponsored by FanDuel or DraftKings or anything like that, but we've got to have our betting line on the commercials. But I think it's great that we're kicking off with this, that it shows that we're going to get some time here on this match.
No, it's good. We're rolling. And again, a lot of matches to come up. We'll see what kind of story they touch into this. But I mean, again, the energy, like Friday, there was a good energy to the show. I like how we're pacing. Yeah. The cadence of what we're expecting has been really nice. And yeah, the good pace each night. And so far, so good with this one.
Absolutely. Ricochet for the win. Bobby, I knew I liked you. 100%. Got to go with the O'Shea brothers.
There you go.
Orton should faction with him, Charlotte, Breaker, and Pillman Jr., kind of like a Legacy Evolution hybrid. Ooh, but Pillman's not going under Pillman. He's going under King. I will rule you.
I will rule you. I will rule this break.
Yeah, KJ's going to take a pause for the cause here. But I do get what you were going with that. If they let him, or I don't even say if they let him, if he chose to still go with the Brian Pillman Jr., because I've seen that Jade's, I guess, allegedly trademarked a lot of stuff around her name recently. So it looks like they, despite what the dirt sheets have said, that they're going to let her keep the name Jade Cargill. I believe that's at least how they've announced her. I haven't heard anything different. But so if they let Pillman Jr. keep his name, or if he chose to go with that name, I could see them doing the legacy thing. Would be interesting. I think Charlotte might be more bit past that a little bit, though. As I am commercial break right now, to think that AEW could have had a stable between Brock Anderson, Pillman, and Benoit, mind blows me. Yeah, fair enough. Well, there's a lot of things that I think when you really look at them objectively kind of really make you scratch your head when it comes to AEW. 10 breaks exactly. Well, fair enough. Unbroken. So I guess we've set the line at 10. So I don't know if KJ can hear me or not as he's on a pause for the cause, but so I guess the line's been set at 10 through the group chat. We're already 2 in and we're still not even through the first hour. It's not a bad line. I'll take the over on that. I'll take the over. They said Cole is not there for a personal request, time off for family reasons. Oh, fair enough. Okay, I did not hear that. I did not catch that. As I'm back from commercials, I've got Ricochet up on the balcony out here like goddamn Jeff Hardy at the Royal Rumble. He's literally using a fan's hand to help him posture up on the mausoleum there. Shooting star press onto Nakamura and all the security guards. And I swear that fan's probably looking like I'm never washing this hand ever again. But this is why I like when WWE does matches like this, like we talked about in the pre-show and everything a little bit. I got the over, EC dub, yeah, over 10 breaks. There we go. But 100% that because they don't do it that often, when they do stuff like this, This feels fucking huge. This reminds me of, like I said, of when you've got Jeff Hardy Swanton bombing off the entranceway at Royal Rumble onto, I believe it was Devon Dudley on the table. All of that. It's versus how many lights out, how many whatever rules matches we have, everything like that we'll see on AEW that are, this is Moxley's whole entrance right now. But we don't see it in WWE. So it feels way bigger. This man just got assaulted with popcorn. Nakamura just used popcorn as a weapon. As kicks Ricochet off the top of the barricade right there. Joe, what up? Charlotte's Legacy. Fair enough. So right after that, though, Nakamura back in control as he whips Ricochet in the corner. So again, folks, if you haven't given us your prediction, make sure you drop it in the chat, whether you're taking Ricochet, fighting Irishman there, or Nakamura, as we get a pop for a table, as we're going to hear from Seth Rollins tonight as well. But absolutely make sure you drop your prediction in the chat. Make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Nothing but big things popping, little things stopping, up to something. Season never sleeps around here. 100% still on the road to 3K subscribers and still growing by the minute. So make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, like I said, and 100% if we miss your comment, if I miss it, if you want to just help support the channel, we do have the super chats, the super stickers, the merch store. As you see, everything goes right back into the channel. We're not using it to go to shows or any stupid shit like that. So absolutely, let's just keep this thing rolling as we've got a table set up right now. So he's clearing off the announce table as he's also got another table set up there. As right now, Ricochet firing back right now. Get the tables. Yeah, I just need, I guess, the Bubba to my Devon or the Devon to my Bubba. I don't know. The furniture is over. So Nakamura set up on the table. We've got Ricochet climbing to the top turnbuckle. What do we think? Shooting star press. 630. Does he miss and nobody's home? Well, Nakamura gets off the table. So solves that mystery. Oh, are we going to get a suplex? We're going to get the suplex over the rope spot through the table. Or we're going to get to where he flapjacks him over it. Oh. Goes back into the side of the ring. Awesome nunchuck skills to both out of my voice. Absolutely. Two count. So Nakamura setting up for the Kinshasa. Timo, come get your ham. This always happens when, that man just literally getting spider walked off this goddamn man and then hits a step up in Zaguri. But I was about to say, this always happens when KJ takes a pause. The chat just starts to go on a tangent. I think the last time it was rhyming. Now we're just going on,
can't leave you alone for a minute.
Napoleon Dynamite. I can't help it.
A cheesecake. What?
Springboard 450 from Rick O'Shea. Breaking news, LA Chargers player gets helmet knocked off, pregame shuffle with Dallas. Sounds like something Ringside News would report. Breaking news, football player tackles another football player.
Chicago
go to sleep. Greg, what up? Ricochet going up top. I really think that Braun Breaker's ready to come to Monday Night Raw. Absolutely. Well, is he going to be the next Heyman guy after Raw?
I think you bring him into the fold.
Yeah.
All right, bring him into the bloodline as like a mercenary, as like a young up-and-comer.
I said that a while ago. If you get to the point to where you start bringing in mercenaries, it goes past just the family of that actually disobeys the law of he who sets it up must go through it, because Nakamura set it up and Ricochet fell through it.
Yeah, he did kind of miss on the kick, but Ricochet sold the shit out of it. Down through a table, folks.
Back falls to the table, sit on the outside as Nakamura setting up for the Kinshasa. I don't know why I have to keep doing like the Joey Styles voice with it, but 1, 2,
Nakamura
3, some bitch.
takes
Well, I'm
the
happy.
W.
That's the thing is, I'm happy Nakamura won.
Mm-hmm. I felt like the fans were a little quiet during that match. Maybe it was just me.
I think they quieted down after they set up the table initially. Like after when we came back from a commercial, we had Ricochet off the entranceway and everything onto Nakamura and security and everything like that. Then we had the table get set up and everything. We teased the spot. I think we were really going then, and then we went back into the ring and it slowed down the crowd
a little bit. Well, there you go. Shinsuke Nakamura takes the win.
So now where do we go with both men? Pause.
I don't know. Shinsuke seems to still kind of be flirting with the title picture in some way, shape, or form. You got to keep it relevant. I don't know where you go with this. Like shooting the 7-year itch, Nick, off.
I was waiting for that. Yeah. Well, to me, this reminded me of the spot. If you remember, I think it was the Royal Rumble. To where they were in Madison Square Garden, to where Jeff Hardy did the swanton off the entranceway and everything. That very much reminded me of that spot.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's big announcement. Next show, major announcement. Dun dun dun.
What is Tony Khan for 1000, Alex?
Right. What is marketing with Tony 101? 1-0.
Total elimination. There we go. Joey Styles' voice. But side note, as we've just got Nakamura walking up, and we've got Ricochet as we. Oh, okay. I thought we were going to commercialize. So, what in the name of like high school fucking do we have here? Kelsey Green, Tegan Knox, Chanson Carter, and Nikki Cross out here looking like she's coming down off something.
It looks like the Breakfast Club. There's the weird chick.
Don't you? That's what they're saying to Vincent Hunter right now. Don't you forget about me.
Jude Law, you fucking rock. He lost. 1-0. 0-1. Rick-O lost.
Yeah, he Rick-O lost.
But I mean, it does speak to the women's division. I mean, there's 6 women right there that are fun to watch. I mean, again, a decent size. I mean, that's only a portion of what you're offering on this show.
Is this, though, your women's tag team division? You do what? Tegan and Nikki. You do Chance and Carter, obviously. And then you've got Piper and Chelsea.
Yep.
That would be that's the combination, I guess, here, because that if you're going to have a tag division, you've got to have tag teams. So,
right. I'm actually curious to see Big Pun versus Gunther. I'm a Big Pun, hit you with the big
Is it weird to me though? Sorry.
I'm a spot now.
And there were so many lines going through my head.
3-1 Chicago. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, but is it me or does it look like Tegan and Katana? Or is it Caden?
Chance and Carter?
Yeah, to where Caden Carter and Tegan Knox, there we go. I remember them now. Looked like they should be a team, and you should have Katana Chance there, aka Ricochet's ex, and Nikki Cross, because she looks like the popular chick. Versus, the weird, scratches your dandruff to make a fucking portrait fucking shit from Breakfast Club.
Right. I mean, Nikki's a funny one for me because there Nikki is, and that's all she'll do tonight. We won't see her again for a month. And next month we'll see her and she'll probably be doing something very similar. Like, it's the weirdest shit.
It's so weird and I feel so bad.
All right. I'm a big fan. Let Nikki go back to NXT and mash up with some women.
Look, it's so weird if you go all the way back to when she was with Alexa Bliss and everything. Yep. And it was going great and everything. And then how it just plummeted to the earth so fast.
And I mean, a lot of people, the almost superhero gimmick, probably wasn't the best.
Almost a wrestler.
Right. It didn't go so well.
But we are, I believe, in commercial break number 3 right now. So while you were away, sir, since since Curtis hasn't shown up in the chat,
10.
we set the line at 10. I took the over. I feel a few people took the over. Some people took the line.
I
I
hate
don't
to
know
be
where you sit.
agreeable, but I'm going to go over as well. I'll go over for sure.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And yeah, you're good.
I was going to say, and speaking of going over, I'm going to go over somewhere else.
Folks, we are in a commercial break. We are rolling through Raw. Not bad pace so far. Nakamura picks up the Falls Count Anywhere W over Ricochet, but we're not going anywhere. We got more matches to come. Yo, what's up, CJ? How you doing? How you doing? From me watching Stevie's vids, he landed wrong on the table sideways. No go. Yeah, I mean, easy bake. I'm not going to break it down that far, but he definitely wasn't as flat as you would anticipate. He came off, kind of running, doing the running man in the air. So I'm sure he's okay. Nikki Cross sighting. Yeah, I'm with you, James. Another Nikki Cross sighting. Yet, what I was saying before Nick went for his pause there, I just wish they would do something a little more with Nikki. I think there's, talent there. We've seen her in really good matches in the past, but yeah, she's just kind of part of the scenery. I don't get it. That's YNWA going live on YouTube now. Billy should know better. Is he going on? I don't know. I have no idea what Billy's up to. Billy's been very interesting as of late. She's gonna snap. I hope so. Snap. Take someone out. Do something. Use her. Piper for the win. I agree. I'll go Piper for the win as well, Bonkers. Dewdrop. Dewey. Dewey. Ross starting off hot. Not bad. Not bad. Piper for the win. Too close to call. Bobby on the fence. So far, both shows have been really good. Curious to see how the rest of Raw goes under full Triple H. Yeah, I mean, again, this story's been circulating quite a bit. Again, not positive who the original source of this story was, but the idea that Ari stepped in and said, no, we're gonna let Triple H run with this. And again, that's what we hoped a little bit of, and a lot of people were skeptical. But let's say it's true. Let's say they leaned in. Listen, I believe that Ari's smart enough to say, listen, Vince, you can assist, you can be involved, but we got to make it optically to the public. We got to push you away. We want our stock to go up. We want the value of the company to go up. We want the perception of the company to be good. So we just need you to take a breath, take a pause, take a minute. And again, I think it's good for business. I thought Friday was one of the best SmackDowns maybe of the year. It was a really strong SmackDown. Raw's been good. We'll see how the next couple hours carry, but overall, not too bad. Almost the Bestler. Man, you know damn well Vince did. Oh, he's talking to Easy Big. Maybe Sammy is the one to take that IC title from Gunther. Keyshawn, not a bad possibility. If you look at, who else can he beat kind of in that IC division? Sammy stepping in that direction and really putting on they could tear it down. They could give us a really, really good match. Not a terrible idea. Not a terrible idea at all. VHS. JV, what do you got? What do you got, buddy? I'm sorry, but Nikki looks like she on the come on, bro. Nikki had beaten Charlotte twice, if not more. At least twice. Here comes Natty. I think Brian Corbin, my favorite of the Corbin family, has the confidence to return to Monday Night Raw. Terrence, we'll see what's up. We'll see how they play the next little bit here. He's in, I could actually see him winning the number one contendership match tomorrow. I think it'd be a bit of a surprise, but I think Corbin versus Ilya could be all right. Nikki is in the last year of school getting an advanced degree. That is very true, Jennifer, and she's posted a lot about it. It's a really awesome thing to see. So again, maybe she's okay with being, not in a widely used role on the show at this time. Maybe. You never know. Piper wins. Question: was Joe Gacy backstage, or was Nikki? It was definitely Nikki Cross, but I could see the confusion. Piper wins. It was Nikki. There you go. I wish Ari was my brother. Any particular reason? That kid knew the assignment 100%. But we're kicking this one off as we got anybody taking Natty for the win here? She clapping Dewdrop upside the face. There we go. I like this Natty hair heart style, but feel she never gonna win. Listen, in all due respect to Natty, and I've given her all the praise in the world, and you guys have heard me do it before. I mean, Natty's a legend. Natty's a Hall of Famer. Natty will go down in history as one of the best female wrestlers that ever did it. I just feel like she's kind of in Dolph Ziggler territory now, right? She's, the veteran of the group. Her main purpose is to put others over. And I mean, unfortunately for Natty, other people who maybe weren't as good in the ring as she is came in with bigger, better personalities and better ways to get themselves over. And that's why we kind of saw Natty get passed by. So, yeah, I mean, I like Natty, but she is trying to revamp the style. She looks good. I mean, boat and all. But, yeah, it's just hard. I don't know if we're just mentally stuck with her. Cross's next gimmick is a teacher. That's what we'll do. The crazy teacher. We'll go that way. Got Piper Niven for the win. Fair enough. Dale. Suzanne Summers passed away an hour before her birthday. John Ritter passed away on September 11, 2003. Three's company has some weird curses. Well, thank you for all the good news, Unbroken. I appreciate. But yeah, that is. It's always weird when you get those coincidences like that. But I don't know. Another kid has put his Yeah, he knew what was up. He wasn't wasting any time. He was waiting for it the whole way down the aisle. I got this. I'm ready. Natty for the win. Piper for the win. Todd taking Natty. Okay. Saw that too. Fucking hilarious. Ari Emanuel's brother is a former mayor of Chicago and political operator Ram Emanuel. Okay. All right, money. I did not know that. Thank you. All right. You met Nivens. Ari Emanuel was the basis of Jeremy. Yeah, 100%. And to show that is near and dear to my heart. See money. So yeah, when I kind of figured all that out, I mean, it's pretty cool. And yeah, no, a real fun fact about it all. And if you haven't seen that show, go watch it. Piper has dropped a lot of weight, perhaps. Piper for the win. Nikki Superhero, same creative that wanted to make Pac and Gable Mighty Mouse. Someone there reads too much comics. Yeah, valid. I mean, we've talked about a lot of things like that in the past. I will say that I do believe that Nikki, and I guess maybe Nikki knowing, it's that old saying, know your audience. So she knew going in with like uber PG gimmick might work. And to her credit, she got over. She got to win the title. Yeah. Was it our favorite? No. Was it probably her best? No. Did it end up sucking? Yeah, quite a bit. But she found a way to get herself over, at least for a cup of tea. KJ, you remember when Victoria had the Cougar gimmick with Generation Me and TNA? I always felt that it could have worked like in a Cougar-like gimmick for Natty. Yeah, I mean, I like when Victoria did it. Again, it's just I think Natty struggles when, like, if you put her in that role, would she get it over? Would she be able to sell us on what she's doing? Will she be able to compel it, make it interesting? I don't know. She might just come off like she's acting poorly. Sorry, Natty. Piper wins. Vince needs to be like Johnny Drama and just like Chase Triple H handle things. That's it. Let Trips got it. Trips has got it from here, folks. And I mean, again, if the rumors are true and Again, it's just now that it's all Triple H. Well, so far, so good. Good start. Piper drop weight. Or even a turtle. Turtle. But we're back from commercial break, folks. Niven's Natty still in the ring, going one-on-one. Big sweep by Niven's. Missing the senton. Can we get a possible Bronson Reed face turn if DIY helps him with Imperium? I don't know. That's very interesting. I mean, it would be a quick flip for him. We don't really even know him as a heel yet. Like, other than he's had some really good matches. He stands out as a big guy, but we haven't got a whole lot of time with that. Could it happen? Yeah. But I still think somehow, some way that Gable's still in the mix somehow. So I'm really curious with the IC division. And I feel like that cluster of wrestlers all propose various issues that work very well for the, we just had Ricochet and Shinsuke, which could also be tied into that whole division. I think it works extremely well. Oh, Chelsea getting bumped. As she gets up on the apron, Niven's fistful of hair. Oh, the tidal wave. We're going to get the tsunami later. That was the tidal wave. As Piper takes the 1, 2, 3 off Natty with the distraction from Chelsea. There we go. Turtle Club. Am I too turtle for the Turtle Club? Turtle. I wonder if Natty could have pulled off Toxic Attraction after Mandy Rose left. Oh. You know what? I don't know how to say this politely, James, but I feel like it would have been a bit of a drop-off. It might not have worked the same way, but here comes Tegan. So what? Tegan and Natty take on the tag champs? Interesting. Tegan taking out Chelsea. All over Niven's. Natty back up like she didn't just take a beating. Don't mess with old time. Hey, yeah, no matter how good you think you are, how bad you think you are, there's always someone better, badder. And maybe that was a little subtle message. But I listen, as far as I can tell, this whole back and forth, this whole war, the WWE's been pretty quiet about it all. Just let its actions speak louder than words. The only thing we heard was a secondary hearsay report of, well, we're going to send a message, but nobody actually quoted the people accused of saying it. So very interesting. Dale's 2-0, Mega's 2-0, Piper wins 2-0 as well. They need to bring MVP back as Bronson Reed's mouthpiece. I could be good with that, Corey. I could be. We can make that work. But right now we're back in the back with back in the back. That's not redundant with the Judgment Day. Oh, where you been? He says. Oh, Damian showing a little distrust in mommy. There you go. All right. Uh-oh. Interesting. Dom asks mommy, do you need me in your corner? She says no. She's got it. Okay. Natty doing the job. Of course she was. Here you go. Perfect pairing. Have a story where Tegan is in love with Natty. You're going to take the Trish Stratus and Mickey James approach? I could go for it if you could make it work, if you could sell me on it. Here comes Seth. Looking like Cyclops. Todd, bumpy start, buddy. So you mean to tell me Tony was arguing with a bot Twitter account? This guy owns a company. Yeah, facts, Easy Bake. I mean, to the point where, you almost do a double take and you like, wait, is that just like a fake account putting out bullshit? No, it's got the little check mark. It's him. We've talked a lot about this, but at the end of the day, I think I've said it a lot on this channel of just say less, be quiet, stop putting yourself in the fight. You're not ready for the fight. You've proven it time and time again. Just say less. Just wake up every day and how am I going to make my product the best it can be? What do I need to do to put on the best shows? Kind of like when you first started, when you came out of the gate and you were new and you were fresh and you were full of piss and vinegar and you had a focus. That was your best times where you were just giving us good shows, good tag team wrestling, big surprises, big turns. And it just fell away a little bit over the last while. And I do think a lot of it is spending too much time not focused. If you're not paying attention 100% to what you're doing, again, WWE is going to continue to show up and show out. They're going to continue to have big shows. They're going to continue to be them. They've had a lot of practice, the many years doing this. So be smart. Just take care of you. Build your audience. Grow your audience. If your audience isn't growing, find another way to appeal to them. But do more than just bellyache. Do not interact. There's got to be a level of professionalism. You're a 41-year-old business owner. Regardless of how you got to own that business, doesn't matter. You got to handle yourself with respect. You represent the Jacksonville Jaguars. You represent the, what fucking soccer team is it? Chelsea? No. Who does he own? I completely blanked. But I know someone's going to tell me in the chat. You own AEW. So handle yourself, conduct yourself with the right amount of respect and dignity. Put yourself, in a place for success. Trying to do these little petty games. And part of me thought maybe he was just doing it to help. Well, if people are noticing if I start trending, we'll get more clicks. More clicks means more views. So even if I'm being stupid, it's worth it. But it didn't work. I think it backfired. I think more went wrong for Tony in the last week than went right for Tony in the last week. And to me, if you can drag it back a little, like Jade is a big deal. The Edge signing is a big thing, but it didn't move. It's not a huge needle mover the way other names might be. And that's no disrespect to Edge. It didn't have the impact. But don't worry about that. Just speaking of doing you, boo-boo.
Boo-boo defoo. But yeah, so do we want to talk about the Vanilla Midget line, or do we want to talk about, since you were talking about Tony Khan, about how allegedly, and since you mentioned the Jacksonville Jaguars, I love it, allegedly they haven't paid their direct TV bill.
Really? I haven't seen that.
So I saw this floating around.
What's the video?
I have Sportskeeda's article. I know Ringside also talked about it. I saw this blow up on Twitter, on X. X, go give it to you, because I follow a lot of NFL stuff and everything. But I guess at the Jaguars game, the TVs in the stadium proceeded to say at the bottom of them, to pay your bill, see directtv.com extension 203 or call 800-531-5000 extension 203. That's what all the TVs in Jacksonville stadium said.
Have they been hacked, or is that legit?
I'm literally looking at a tweet of somebody that screen capped the fucking TV there and everything. And now some people were blaming Shad because they've spent the past 2 weeks overseas. They've seemed to be focused on expanding that way. And I've seen some people go at Tony.
What team is it? What soccer team? I blanked
Fulham.
Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham.
Yeah, full of
I literally, my wife was like, "What are you yelling at?" Because I had you like in my pocket as I was moving around. And pause. But as you're sitting there talking about like, what's the soccer team? I was like, Fulham.
Help me, Rhonda. But yeah, no, I just blanked on it. I knew it once upon a time, but vitamins.
Why does Seth look like he has a slot to slide in like a
DVD?
Like a be kind, please rewind. He's got a fucking Blockbuster Dropbox. on his fucking sunglasses.
Oh, you're looking like Cyclops and shit.
Right.
House. Oh, wait. I wanted to read Boston's comment because he had a good one.
Oh, so then read it.
WWE was able to overcome WCW, killing them in the ratings. AEW is nothing more than a house fly to them right now. Yeah, I mean, valid. Absolutely. Again, I think that's what this week showed of. Tony got really upset. Oh, yeah, like a WrestleMania style NXT. No. That would have been like Undertaker versus Cena. That would have been like Roman versus Seth. Like, there's a level they can go to that you just can't compete with, and you can't be upset about that.
But just do you, boo-boo. Like you said, of 100% of you don't need to fully compete with them, as we're getting an announcement for crown jewel of World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. But do what you do. Stay in your lane. Like that's the thing, is you went on a fantastic, everything that you were saying. I was like, man, speaking straight facts, and you can apply that to many different media forums if you get what I'm putting down. But absolutely, stay in your lane. Focus on you. Don't get distracted by outside noise.
That's always been my opinion. And again, small comparable. If you scale it down, that's what the fuck we do here on a nightly. We show up, we give you our best. We don't mimic other people. We don't we don't change because of other people. You don't see us doing what other people are doing. We always try and move our own needle. And that's what you should be doing. And you just focus on you. I don't give a fuck what any other person out there is doing in this avenue, because you show up and you do you. And if people like it, they stick around, they hang out. And that's what Tony's got to understand. Just be like the circus, be fun and collect people as you go. That's it. And that's all he needs to do is keep collecting people. And he's halted on that right now, Nick.
Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. Also, though, 100% of just, you need to pick a fucking lane, like my guy. I know, you that Colombian marching powder got you swerving all over the lanes here, but you gotta, I don't know. You look at that picture with him and Doug Peterson, and this man's wearing sunglasses indoors, and it literally looks like Doug Peterson's just like, get him away.
Why is he touching me?
Right, but stay in your lane. Do what works for you.
Yeah.
You know why you work is because you're not them. So why the fuck do you keep trying to be them?
150%. That's the biggest thing that I think I've been kind of vocal about lately, Nick, is I liked AEW because you weren't WWE. Stop trying to be them. Stop signing their players. Stop, or their athletes. Stop. But and that's, to me, the biggest thing is when AEW first showed up, I was a big fan of it. It was just different vibe, different energy. Yeah, there was some things I didn't really care for, like a dude with a bottle of oil in the middle of a battle royal, looking like a fucking Family Guy character running around. But they had to work.
Never gonna get me.
Grease
up that guy.
Right. I'm glad you caught that. But I think that they had to work through some of those growing pains, move on from some of the real deep-seated indie talent.
Sorry, I fully agree with you, but I also cannot take Seth Rollins with those sunglasses seriously.
It's so hard.
Breaking 8,000 seat arenas and only drawing less than 4,000. We've talked about this. He needs to go do smaller venues.
Not only that, let's say he says, I don't want to do smaller venues. Then do you not challenge Tony Khan to say, okay, you got to start giving us, you got to make a show that increases ticket sales.
But have you seen that the network seems to be cracking down, at least in the sense of, like, there was a lot of censoring on Dynamite and everything.
Well, how could you not?
We're moving away from just every curse word can fly.
Well, and again, I mean, it's been quite surprising how often they get away with flipping the bird and dropping F-bombs on just TV.
Right. We'll see money out here. Battle of the Bee-skirted men.
Right.
As revamped. Why is Seth wearing a dress? Does mother know thou weareth her drapes?
Right. He wants to, Feel that kilty breeze.
Feel the breeze
Except you wore
beneath your
pants under it.
wings.
What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, so you've negated the entire reason.
You got to let the boys swing.
So we're showing Drew and Rhea talking right now. We're close in.
Do you hear the crowd?
Investigating.
Do you hear the crowd? Like,
the gasp.
It was very dramatic.
I'm waiting for, because we have like the little like caption or like manuscript feature or whatever after the videos and everything to where the transcript. So I'm just waiting to see on the transcript there. The gasp.
The gasp. KJ, will John Cena be at SS? I think so.
I think he's working through the end of his whole deal. I know they advertised him for this show and that show and everything. It was a lot of SmackDowns. I don't know what the pay-per-views were, and I think it still boils down to when the Screen Actors Guild strike ends.
That is true, but I mean, it would be nice if he could ride it out to, right into Survivor Series. I mean, is he done after Crown Jewel? Is that his?
Oh, I thought SS is like SummerSlam.
No. Survivor Series. The other SS.
What does he do at Survivor Series?
I don't know, but then is he gone before Summer Series? Survivor Series, Summer
Series. Before Summer Series. Yes, he's definitely gone before Summer Series. Right. I can see Crown Jewel being his send-off. Saudi money.
Fair enough.
Ooh. Seth playing the world's smallest violin from Seth here. Is it Mercy the Buzzard in the suit? What?
Right.
IA Drew joining Judgment Day. IA.
I can't see Drew joining Judgment Day. It wouldn't make sense. He'd have to instantly be like you take over the Judgment Day would be more like it.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't join it. He takes it over.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with a comparable. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Bobby's saying, in fact, the world title has been reintroduced. Yes. Fact, Seth is the first champion. Yes. Will Drew be the second world champion? Let's watch Crown Jewel and find out. Well, thank you for the cliff notes on that. Thank you, sir.
You should have read it like we should have went with the all caps that time, like of fucks. No. Listen, I think Seth did what Seth was supposed to do. Bring credibility to the new title that was viewed as a secondary title. And some will always view it as a secondary title because of Roman Reigns and the shadow he cast. But he's definitely made it the most exciting title and maybe the most exciting title in wrestling.
Is it the most defended world championship in pro wrestling right now? Think about it. When's the last time MJF's been tied up with Ring of Honor tag titles? Roman
that sounds ridiculous.
On vacation, staycation.
It's true.
Impact I can't fully speak to, but I would say it's.
I think Impact might be second on the list.
But well, outside of major promotions, like I know obviously Ring of Honor World Championship, but yeah.
When I beat Brock Lesnar in 5 minutes, there was nobody there.
Why are we waiting 3 years to try and give Drew the moment that he should have capitalized on?
Right.
1, 2, 3 years ago now. To where he won and he got his big reaction with an actual crowd. Like it's not like the crowd just came back.
Right. He'd been busy. I don't know, man. Shit comes up.
Yeah, that weird, just.
You ever have one of those dreams where you're trying to get somewhere and you just can't get where you're going? Drew's been living that for 3 years.
I'm gonna find out where my dreams are going and catch up with them later.
I love it. Here's the heavyweight champion of the world, Rollins. Born it down. Born it down. That might not be right.
Well, now it begs the question, because we've talked about how the MJF Jay White segments have gotten long. And you can tell when MJF's having to overexert himself to try and get Jay White over / involved in this shit. and it makes it even worse. Is this getting long?
It has taken the spice. I used to be in a position where I was like, oh, I can't wait for Wednesday to see, the MJF part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that same excitement week in and week out of like he's there. I know he's going to be there. But yeah, I feel like there was this story going with Adam Cole and Roddy and the Kingdom, and they ended up wrestling Aussie Open and Vince and Dutch, and then in there was a Samoa Joe, and now they drop in Jay White. It just you're kind of lost, and you're still getting vignettes with Adam Cole and MJF still trying to call him. You're like, I don't know what the fuck.
Well, and the Devil storyline's
guy.
gone by the wayside. You don't even hear Jay White or anybody mention it. That was just like, well, shit, we need something, pal.
Jay White to me has not been nearly mad enough that some masked man beat the shit out of him.
No, not at all. This entire buildup should be different. Of MJF, you sat there and you hired people and you masked up and went back under the devil's mask and everything. You try and sit there and do this whole facade as you're a nice guy and everything, but really deep down, we all know you're still the devil inside. Right. And you sat there and you found whatever friends you might pretend to have that when you lie to Cole and everything like that, but you use them to fucking jump me. That's what you should do with Jay White instead of this gassed after match promo after we've already had a fucking 20-minute match. Let's have another 20-minute promo afterwards.
I would say the booker, the producer, the director, whatever the fuck you want to call whoever.
Tony Khan. They
have not helped Jay White. We knew this. It was a big deal. And they made, the AEW faithful made a giant deal about AEW landing Jay White and not WWE. Fair enough. But I didn't think his introduction to AEW was strong. They didn't leave a big, strong impression. The best thing he did was with FTR. And now you're putting him in these promos, but you do a 10-minute promo with Cole and Roddy and then Jay White. You're setting him up for failure. You're not helping him. You're not giving him the tools he needs to succeed.
Is Jay White, and I'll say this as granted, we just got a whole video package for Big Bronson Reed, so I feel like I almost obligatory just because of namesake to namesake here, and I can't send him a cease and desist order because I'm scared if this man showed up on my doorstep.
Right.
Between him and Gunther, as we've got Gunther coming out right now, interesting champion comes out first. I feel like I got to go with almost Bronson Reed. But we were. Oh, is Jay White the weakest member of the Bang Bang Gang, the Bullet Club Gold, on the microphone?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I would put the Gun Club over him. Honestly, I would put him as the weakest.
I think Austin
and even like a pop, a reaction of like what fans want to see. They know if you get a Jay White match, it's supposed to be good, but you don't get a huge reaction. You get a bigger reaction for Jews.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, a lot of it's been negative lately, but
I think there's been a disconnect.
The Gun Club is over.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think part of that is a disconnect, and we talk a lot about it. When you don't have defined anything, like when a lot of people in the building cheer because the Bullet Club are cool, or cheer because MJF is pseudo babyface, pseudo heel. We're not quite sure. When everybody's a tweener, you really have trouble emotionally getting the crowd to come along with you. And in addition to that, like I said, if Jay White came out or did a backstage and was like 45 seconds to a minute and a half of just what I know Jay White can do with that piss and vinegar in him, and I think that's why someone said, "What's up with vinegar?" But with that gusto, with that jam, I think he is a good promo. I think they put him in these long-winded bullshit segments that now everyone's like, "This guy can't talk."
You know what I want to see? And I'm amazed we haven't, and we really would have thought about this, because think about it. Most of Jay White's promos during New Japan were at media scrums. We had MJF that sat there and was eating fucking pickles. He made a pickle company pretty much, just because he was talking about pickles during a media scrum. And that's now become the one thing you tune into.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine a media scrum. Say if it was from the last event of All Out.
Yep.
And you've got Jay White and then you've got MJF. They're both there. And they're just fucking going at it back and forth. That works to me way better than these long-winded promo segments after long-winded matches.
And again, yeah, and I agree. And I think if, like, I hate to play this game, but I kind of don't. Like, if Jay White had decided, I'm going to go to the WWE, and the WWE rolled out the red carpet, gave you vignettes of this guy telling you, like, me and my friends are going to show up and take over this company, and they build them kind of like what you're watching with Jade, a different vibe, but kind of that slow build of, we want everyone to know who you are when you step through our doors. I think it would have worked and got over a lot better than how it's been handled in the other company.
Well, so I don't want to. This might be an awkwardish transition a little bit here. Well, no, because there was another thing that I want to talk about as we're in commercial break right now. Is I've got Curtis showing up of given the current lineup for Judgment Day, who would be the weak link, JD, Bálor, or Priest? I've said for the longest time it was going to be McDonough, Farquaad there. I feel like it's been that, but I think Priest, like you've said, is going to be the one that turns babyface. But Curtis, you're late on your commercial predictions here. Showed up halfway through the show, asshole.
Man shows up, you give him shit.
Right.
I got Johnny wrestling for the win. You were going to say, though.
I entirely forgot where we were.
Jay White is busting him out.
Pause.
Gargano.
Go ahead, moving on. I ain't got it. I lost it.
All right, but so a couple people, Ringside Anthony, I know Boston said it. People, and I kind of with them because I know me and you were talking a lot, so that's always a good indicator. Seth, Drew.
We wanted this. We just didn't want it this way.
Do it better.
Well, it's one of those. If somebody sits there and gives you a burger, but it's not fully served the way you wanted it, it might be a little bit more well done than anything that you wanted. But still, it's what you asked for. We wanted Drew to show up and just Claymore Seth in the face and everything, and we were going to lead that into a feud and everything of heel Drew versus babyface Seth. We got there, just not the way we wanted to.
Yeah, no, and again, I think, is it partly because people seem to be a little indifferent about Drew McIntyre right now?
But is that built in because he's a little bit of that tweener? Does McIntyre do a tweener better than Moxley?
No.
I
don't even know.
So you're going to tell me right now you can say definitively which side Drew lands on less than Moxley?
Well, I mean, I don't feel like Drew's been a tweener, but like a week and a half. Like, I don't think he was doing tweener before.
I don't think Moxley's been anything but a tweener.
That's what I mean. So if you said who's doing tweener better, I think Mox has been doing it.
Fucking Logan Paul is juiced to the goddamn gills.
Uh-oh.
Why are we better on commentary than fucking Kevin Patrick? That's what I'm wondering now. Is this man gets paid by a fucking $1 billion company,
right?
And we do what he does way better.
That's Tony's version of long-term booking. There you go. You know what I find very surprising? A lot of Tony's long-term booking is tied back into things that have happened in WWE. Samoa Joe, MJF, Adam Cole. A lot of it, like the story began somewhere else.
Who else did that? T. Well, also WCW.
And a MNOP.
Oh, so we're not getting the IC match right now. We're getting Ludwig
and Gargano?
Why?
Slow heel turn is good. Yeah, but too slow is shit. And when you're already
slow,
I think when you're going head to head with the babyface and you don't have like this pre-existing friendship, like right now, it lacks a snap. I agree with Boston and Anthony where it's hard to get into because he hasn't really committed to being the enemy of Seth Rollins.
But that's the thing, is that's how you just wade him into deep waters of, I'm not fully your enemy. See, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. See, there's a justification for everything I'm doing, and you wade him out into deep waters, and then
I just
you
want him
just
to be
drown the mother.
Right? I just want him to be the Scottish psychopath and then just murder.
Now, would you rather see Drew versus Seth or Drew versus Randy? Scottish psychopath versus probably a literal psychopath, or Scottish psychopath versus Burn It Down.
Again, I'm such a fan of Seth. I think anyway, you're going to get the best match out of Seth and whoever.
Fair enough. As I've got Gargano versus Ludwig underway.
Is that's different music, right? Fans, how like
this Rebel Heart, this Rebel Heart.
Is that what it was? Were they back with Rebel Heart? Because it sounded like shit.
I feel like I halfway heard that, but then again, my mind just could be overcompensating for that. Well, it's like how Carlito came back with new music.
Johnny, yeah, I know.
I spit in the face of people, but we're teasing. We're on the peripheral here of getting DIY versus Imperium.
Yes.
Notice how much, though, if you look back at the era that Hunter booked in NXT, is basically just Monday Night Raw now. Think about it. We've got Johnny Gargano versus Ludwig. We've had Ricochet versus Nakamura. We're getting Rhea versus Shayna. Like, do I need to keep going?
Right. No, it's been very much the case. And again, you see that influence, and you're going to see more of that influence as we move forward here. And again, I think that like Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, certain guys were never, ever going to get any type of push from Vince McMahon. Ever.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other discussion, because there's now even talks into like why Vince, was quote unquote moved out of power, even though pretty much everybody figured he signed the deal to sell the company so he could stay in power.
How's that going?
Well, that's the thing, is everybody's like, well, Ari went on this whole press tour of like, oh, I'm going to just do everything by what Vince says and everything like that. And then turns around of, well, the stock prices are going down because of you, Vince. So I guess we're going to go with Hunter. And it's, hey, Vince, guess what? This is what happens when you open your fucking company and you actually decide to sell it, and you're not in control anymore.
He turned himself. Oops.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You turned yourself, bro.
It was at this moment he realized he done fucked up now.
Yeah. AEW is just big kids WWE 2K23 universe mode being lived on real life.
Yes. We said that. I've said this before with Tony Khan, especially with what he's done recently on Twitter. He's just reverting back to message board Tony.
Yep.
He's sitting there going at people over fucking cage match ratings and everything.
I didn't know that. There was more. Like, we were here Friday, Nick, and there was more to it that I had not seen yet. I didn't realize. I thought I had seen enough.
Right, but that's the thing, is it's literally, oh, but wait, there's more. The rabbit hole goes deeper. If this man was literally just on some other shit, like, I know there are certain people that celebrate your birthday month, your birthday week, everything. I think Tony Khan's just halfway been looking at this like a birthday year, because it's just, motherfucker, this man just went insane on Twitter.
And I keep saying it, man, and people don't want to, like, Tony, been on interviews and keeps pushing like this is the best time ever for this company. And I still feel like 2022 was a better year than 2023 for Tony Khan.
Well, I was gonna say, Keyshawn with the fucking comment of the night. I'm gonna just star your comment just for that, because that's fucking perfect.
It is
anybody playing Fight Forever. We all know. All of us on the channel have downloaded it and everything. We had CJ out here playing it. Has anyone watched any channel putting out any new Fight Forever content? Don't worry, I'll wait.
We lasted like 3 episodes, and we were like, we're out of
shit. And that's, you reached the bottom of the fucking well.
Yeah, man, it's officially a coaster at my place. So sorry,
bro. I see. At least you have the physical copy. I just have the digital copy. So now you're just taking up fucking space. You're just taking up room.
It's break. I'm really teaching you the birds and the bees. It's beak. Oh, I thought you said it's break. I'll leave you to that. Scotty Steiner's in the house.
Ooh, why did I go to Macho Man? I don't know.
The
The
numbers
numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster. You got a 33 and a third% chance, Tony Khan, of getting over on WWE.
Right. You ruined my birthday party.
No, he sat there and had his whole little dance off, and they brought him out his little fucking cake. It's amazing how AEW turned into fucking Chuck E. Cheese for Tony Khan's birthday.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
Bro,
I think that was
fucking Edge debuted on their show with 600,000 viewers. I know we're getting the Five Nights at Freddy's fucking movie coming out, but right now this is fucking 7 Nights at Tony's right now.
I think that was part of the outburst. I think that's part of what happened this week was Tony was feeling it. He was on his hangover vibe, and he woke up on Friday like, what did I say? I tweeted at everybody?
No, not even that. I think he's just we're on a mission from God. He's just out here just living his best life. You do you, Tony Khan. He's out here just going all the way over. Speaking of going all the way over, as KJ takes a pause for the cause, I've got Gargano versus Ludwig right now as I'm back from commercial break. So if you haven't done so, give us your predictions. Hard transition. I traded in Fight Forever for cash at GameStop. That's how good it is. So you probably took less money. I know you took less money than what you paid for it, but you probably like literally owed them still money for them taking in the game, because the last time that I tried to play it was around its initial launch, and I'm on PlayStation 4, and I literally could not have the internet connected. Like, I could not play it online with anybody. I could not have the internet connected like you do with any other game or anything at all to be able to play the game without it crashing. So, off to a great start. Now I want to do a poll question. Worst wrestling game to be released recently. What was it? 2K20? Was it? Yeah, it was 2K20 that had all the glitches with WWE, and that's why they had to sit there and take the fucking time off. Or Fight Forever. Giovanni wins. Not quite. Starter math is infamous. Yeah, especially even when you've got MJF sitting there quoting it. 100% of the Steiner math promo is it weird to say that that's the highlight of Scott Steiner's career? Because I feel like it might kind of be. Did you hear Tony Khan on Dan Lebertard's show? No, I did not. I think I got enough of him on Twitter, as we have got a cheeky Nando's kick from Johnny Gargano. Oh, roll through powerbomb onto Ludwig for a two count. Tony Khan does kind of look like Chuck E. Cheese. Is that a rat joke? When TK tweeted about Cena and Undertaker, DT mentioned the last. Well, okay, Jim. I know, James. I know you, my guy. We've talked, but yeah, that's 100%. I heard Jim talk about that earlier today because I listened to that clip, and I hadn't thought about it that way. Yeah, so you're pointing out of, well, they haven't done that, that small of views, right? Cool. Well, also you had Adam Copeland having his first match on your show, and you did that. Like, that was probably one of your weaker segments across the board. Johnny Gargano looks like a little boy in that ring. Pause. Slingshot Spear. I played neither game, but I think I can say Fight Forever was more playable on launch. Oh, I would challenge you on that. I will challenge you on that, because that's the thing is, I think I know for a fact, I believe me and CJ both, I believe, got it on launch. I don't know if KJ got it on launch, but yeah, it was damn near unplayable at launch. But again, different strokes for different folks. Giovanni with a thumb to the eye to break up the count there. Hey, not bad. But yeah, I've got the Impact game on Xbox. I've sat there and played obviously all the N64 games. I'm not trying to act like I'm a fucking snob, but AEW Fight Forever has really, especially with the amount of time that they allegedly put into it, has very much under-delivered. Tony thought the R in rated R stood for ratings. Yeah. Well, apparently it's taken for, as Ludwig picks up the 1, 2, 3. Okay. Has both. So is this just becoming a thing amongst them of they're all just going to thumb each other in the eye? Because we have Ludwig holding his eye, Gargano holding his eye, Eichner's throwing his or covering his eye. And did everybody just take a thumbing to the eye? But this does get Giovanni Eichner back into the, I guess, the good graces of the Imperium. As I've got Becky Lynch walking backstage as Indy and Candice backstage. Oh, Indy, no, you're gonna lose that match. No, when are you gonna give an opportunity to a woman who never lost that title? Yeah, well, that's because they couldn't even book you into a loss because they couldn't book you into shit. Respectfully, that's not gonna work out well for you. Oh, let's go as we've got Rhea and Becky just looking at each other eye to eye. Could you imagine that Survivor Series? We get Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. And it's literally, it's not even title for title. Maybe it is title for title. But both of them square to toe in the ring. Absolutely. As we're getting a replay of, should I call it Title Tuesday or do I call it Tony Tuesday? Because it's NXT. We're getting the replay of NXT of them just laying a whooping. I 3-0. Chomping the back, putting chair back together for enough. Losing to interference while being in a story to reignite a fan favorite tag team isn't jobbing A. Johnson. Okay, y'all can have that. Could we have Becky 2 belts again? Oh, I don't know. Oh, would people be okay if Becky is the one to dethrone Rhea? That's the thing. Is I think WWE is really getting into this situation of they've booked a lot of people of they'd be really great here. But when they lose, we don't know how that ends. We don't know the fallout. We don't know. We didn't have a contingency plan for any of this here. So like it's a Roman. Like if Cody beats Roman, that's probably the easiest example of where do we go. But like when Rhea loses, where do we go? We've got the tag titles up tonight. Would it be too hot-shotting for them to turn around and go back to the Judgment Day? We've got the IC title on the line. Where do we go with that? I still think it's we're ready, willing, and Gable. He's the one that gets that uber babyface, that Daniel Bryan kind of moment, and goes over Gunther. But it becomes this situation of we can book the storyline. We don't book the ending. We don't book the way out of it. Here's the man, Becky Lynch, the NXT Women's Champ. Yes. Bayley versus Rhea, belt versus belt. Bayley doesn't have a belt.
Speaking of belts.
What? Well, are you agreeing with Paul here of saying I used to love Becky Lynch, now I can't stand the sight of her?
No, I think Becky's great. I don't quite get the hate for Becky Lynch.
How do you feel though about her and Rhea staring eye to eye?
I think it's very interesting. Again, I mean, I think that's WrestleMania. Becky Rhea is a possibility.
You think you go that far?
Yeah, I think Becky wants. I don't know. See, we got. I think Jade is a front runner for Rumble. So tough. It's hard to say.
But that's what makes pro wrestling great, is when you
Yep.
can't predict the outcome.
Last WWE game I bought. I'm not sure if you got that one already.
No, I didn't see it. Was last year replacement disc for what? Well, because people were talking about Fight Forever and everything like that.
Yep.
And then I know for pretty much all of us, it's been just collecting dust.
You know what I find really interesting, Nick? The talk of EA wanting to do a WWE game.
No.
Oh,
Don't do that. Don't
why?
do that. Because fucking that's the reason why it's getting harder and harder to even justify getting Madden games and everything. And I'm a big football fan, especially Josh Allen's on the goddamn cover this year. But they're becoming just literally nothing but a microtransaction fucking farm and everything. Like it's literally everything that people worried about with wrestling games and this, that, and the third of it's just the same game, which is with a fucking color swap, is literally what it's been.
Yeah. So Sammy talking to Drew. And the Maple Leafs are about to take.
That's the thing, is why not, get Sammy maybe a little bit on your side as he's a little bit confused. He's a little bit thrown off because his best friend just got traded to the other show. So he's just out there left out with no friends.
Yeah, kind of. You're not wrong.
He's going to manipulate him.
Who's in the back? We got to watch the background.
Fucking stagehand. Stagehand number 7 is right there.
Bailey.
I just kicked Stan.
I used to love Becky. Now I can't stand. So I got that one. Big Nick, the Becky NXT title run, and doing all these open challenges on Raw is really starting to dampen Rhea's title run. Do you agree?
A little bit.
So you think Rhea's title run's been dampened by Becky's NXT run?
Did you remember Rhea's title run?
I just remember like her title run right now as a run as being.
Did you remember she was champion?
Oh, in NXT?
No, that Rhea was champion
Of like WWE, yes.
Okay.
I don't think it was
I
off.
think
Why
that
did you
the fact
forget?
that question needed to be asked kind of puts a little merit on this. I was there. I think that this you haven't had that much with Rhea involving the title.
And I admit I agree with that, but I think her title run as a presence, like your kind of traditional style, title run where she's involved in a lot, she wrestles when it's important. I mean, I'm okay. I don't think it's dampened at all. I think like Rhea Ripley's peaking as a character, peaking as a person. She's in a good match tonight. Yeah.
Notice how you never said anything in ring. She's peaking as a
no,
character.
but that's what I like. But that's part of her title run, and I think she's had.
Yeah, she looks great there
when she's been in the ring. When she's been in the ring, I think she's looked good. I think she's.
He would win.
What do you mean?
He would when she's been in the ring.
Which I mean, I think being based on how many months has she been champion? If she's defended that belt 6 times, we're doing good. Like I'm okay with the amount that she defends.
I would put money that she hasn't defended that belt 6 times.
It's got to be 5.
Oh, you can't sit there and start changing the parameters now.
But at the end of the day, I think Rhea Ripley, as far as who she is, there's nothing stale, quiet, boring, anything about that for Rhea.
I agree with you on that. I'm viewing it as a champion, as the women's champion. I feel that has been the afterburner. That has been an afterthought with Rhea Ripley. Like Rhea Ripley is great as Rhea Ripley. Do I remember? Do I care? Have I given a shit about the Raw Women's Champion right now? In the sense of champion, no. In the sense of Rhea Ripley,
you can't say all that good shit about Rhea, and I mean that to me all ties together. I mean, she is the face of the women's division, at least on this show, and
who she's defending a title against.
again, did she not beat Raquel recently? Did she not beat Liv a couple times? Did she not beat, like, I mean, again, I
So we're
think her
going down months
overall run.
past.
I mean, it's like when we talk about Roman or we talk about old school Hogan or any of these wrestlers. MJF's another example. Like you say,
Right, but it is a question that can be discussed.
and that's what we're doing. So
Right.
that's but yeah, no, Rhea is nothing but peaking for me. And she's tied to that title. She makes that title worth something. Like we consistently say, who's going to take the belt from Rhea? She is that dominant of a champion. And that to me is not tied
Is
to
she
Becky
almost
Lynch
that
at all.
dominant that you forget that she has a title?
No, I don't forget it. And if you're forgetting it, I mean, maybe I blame the vitamins.
Okay.
Tiffany wins the Rumble. Oh, you're gonna make Nick happy. Tickle is Tiffy.
Pause.
I'm bored with Becky as well ever since the man shit. Yeah, see, I think people kind of like when she returned and didn't stay relevant. Like she kind of took that
Big
side
Time
turn.
Bex hurt a lot of her image.
Yeah, is that it?
Big Time Bex was not great.
No. And I think that's where we lost it.
Yeah, that's where you lost the plot. As Rhea said, mommy will always be champion.
Wait.
I've got Shayna coming out right now.
This is the most confusing thing.
What's confusing?
Well, the Leafs were down 3-1. They gave up an empty netter, which I don't know what happened, but it seems to have not counted. And now they scored it, so it's 3-2 with like 6 seconds left. I'm like, what is happening? But anyway, Shayna's in the ring.
What is the Buffalo Bills New York Giants game?
I don't know what the fuck's happening here. Becky versus Ripley, book it. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think eventually Becky's going to come back around to that title. I'm bored with Seth. I don't know. Like Seth's an interesting one for me.
Does mother know thou weareth her drapes?
Because I think Seth has done such a great job with that belt. And I think it's just time. It's time to pass it on. Make it hot. Make it move.
But that's the thing is, can you though? Like,
yeah, why can't you?
So if Seth drops the belt to Drew right now, that's a hot potato transition, or is that like does that work as a
all
transition?
of the words up in my mouth? Wait, what?
No.
Like,
I'm saying is, and then it works as a transition to a new champion. Everything like it keeps the momentum going, or does it slow it down?
I think. Again, if you have a champion to hand this belt off to, you would hope that the momentum keeps going. You would. If it slows down, then you got to pass the belt off again. I don't know where hot potato came from, and I don't even know if Drew's the right guy to do it to.
So then who would you have Seth drop the title to?
I don't know. I mean, again, I've kind of been playing with the idea of somehow Sammy getting involved with Seth. But we've talked about the possibility of Gunther dropping the IC belt and turning his attention towards Seth. I
hear voices in my
RKO
head.
would be phenomenal. Oh, no goal. Okay.
Transfixed.
Jade or Becky, who will dethrone Rhea? Who will eradicate the Eradicator? Jade's an interesting one.
Forgot that she got called that, which, by the way, that's a terrible fucking name.
The Eradicator.
That sounds worse than even. You remember like Men in Black, to where they gave the fucking the dude that's like sugar water. Like you wouldn't even call that man the Eradicator. That sounds such a horrible name.
All right, we're looking for the Continuum Transfunctioner. Rhea's got the size and the power advantage in the ring. Absolutely, Curtis.
Yeah, but Shayna's got the ground and pound.
She does, if she can get her there.
Double leg takedown.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather have 2K than EA. Absolutely, 100%. EA is all about microtransaction city. Chicken Lady says, "Hi, what accent sounds tougher? Irish, British, Australian, Japanese, or some other?" This man yelling out Canadian at the last minute. Yeah, because sorry sounds real intimidating. You're welcome. Daniel Price. These are the Daves I know. What are we going on about Dave's now and everything? How have I missed all of this here? As I'm a commercial break right now, so I'll remind everybody is we're still ever close to the last hour of Monday Night Raw. If you haven't done so already, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Tell everybody that you know about us. Nobody covers pro wrestling like we do. We are here live damn near 7 days a week, and sometimes even multiple times a week, multiple times a day even, I should say. Like I know Miss Luna on Tuesday is going to be out here, I believe, covering WrestleMania 7 with, where it had to get moved to a different venue there between Sergeant Slaughter and Hogan here. So 100% we still, big things popping, little things stopping. We had Anthony and Luna last night going through the Clockwork Orange match. So we got you covered with the spoopy wrestling too. Absolutely. 100% we got you covered for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. So if you haven't done so, if you're in a group chat, if you got some friends, if you know somebody from way back when that used to like some wrestling, absolutely send them our way. Give us like 10 to 30 seconds of their time and we'll turn them into a fan of us, at least if not pro wrestling. As tickets available tomorrow for live Saturday, November 4th from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Crown Jewel, as I'm sure we'll be here. I know there's a show coming up. It's when they go to Australia that will be here at 6 a.m. But 100%. So be prepared for another brunch with the boys here for Crown Jewel. Absolutely. So make sure we're letting you know ahead of time so you can get your bacon, you get your brunchy treats and everything like that. Your mimosas, all that shit. Be ready for the brunch with the boys because I think we're at 5, 6. I think we're almost on pace with brunch with the boys as Luna is through WrestleManias. And I feel like we're going to get close to that if we aren't already. As I've got Shayna with a stomp onto Rhea's elbow here. As I've got Daniel saying, they all have their own hands, but they come from different moms. What? I have my own hands too, but I came from my mom. Like, what the fuck was that comment? See money out here just bigging up New York? Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that, even though I'm north of that. But Rhea's only been on 3 pay-per-views since WrestleMania and has defended her title 4 times, including once at Raw. Rhea versus Vega at Backlash, versus Natty at Night of Champions, and Raquel at Payback and Live on Raw. JV, make sure you just, hit the underguard there. And everything, because Mance was sweating out there to fucking come up with that stat, my guy.
No, but I mean, again, that speaks to kind of like 4 times in 6 months. I'm okay with that because she is an attraction that way. So, I mean, I like JV did some research, but yeah, I mean, could she have defended on pay-per-views a little bit more? Yeah, but she's had a good couple NXT matches, Raw as well. So, I mean, again, we're getting that 5 or 6 defenses in 6 months. I think that's okay.
Well, do you like the idea more of people having a challenge for the belt versus people challenging her, like to get with her versus Shayna tonight? Is this a title eliminator? Like, is this one of those of if Shayna wins, she gets a title shot afterwards? Because I hate that fucking concept.
They never.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, they've never called it that.
I'm just asking.
I think I was just answering. Tell a friend, call a friend, slap a friend.
What?
If that's what you do.
We are not responsible for any assault charges that may be pending after you slap a friend.
We got it too. Elimination Chamber. What about it?
Because I was asking about the one that we're going to be here for like 6 a.m.
That's breakfast with the boys. That's February.
Yeah, that's beyond brunch with the boys. That's wake and bake with the boys.
Yeah. Which is worse, Eradicator or Mantar? Well, Mantar was like the key name, not the nickname. So Mantar is worse.
Okay. Are we still talking about the man with the fucking bull head on his head? Okay.
I assume so.
Well, no, that's why I was like, yeah, that wins every day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
The only
Like,
thing
if it
that
was like-
loses to is the Shockmaster or Bastion Booger.
Bastion Booger. Rhea
The
with a
Girth
missile drop
from
kick.
Perth would be a great nickname for Bronson. It broke me. I can't finish the sentence.
Oh, riptie into an armbar. Kids in the Hall, Canadian classics, but I was never a Kids in the Hall fan.
Really?
Yeah, didn't love it.
When I started watching Who's Line, I recognized half the dude or some of the dudes from Kids in the Hall.
Yeah. Ivar in the house. Hello, Ivar.
Where's Eric? Where's your partner, Eric?
Where's Eric? And why big ups, says A. Jobson. Here comes Naya. There's some guy in Africa madly beating a drum, and he's a Doors fan. The Redeemer is worse than any of them. I like the Redeemer, Easy Bake. Oh, Raquel's here.
So no, we're getting the fucking everybody involved everywhere fucking feud. God damn
Fatal
it.
four-way, man. Fatal four-way, crown jewel.
Yeah, fatal four-way, fatal five-way, fatal eight-way. And see, we got Zoe Starks coming out of here like fucking Batman. Like she just fucking zip lined through the crowd to fucking turn around and hit that spot.
All right,
and she just gets yeeted by Raquel.
Tossed in the ring. Interesting choice.
We have nothing for you, women, so we're gonna give you all a meh.
You think that with these? Like, I feel like all these ladies with like Zoe's a little surprising, but Raquel got hurt by Rhea. Nia came back and took them both out.
Yes, but that's exactly what we were talking about earlier with like a fucking fatal four-way or fatal five-way.
Mm-hmm. That to me is not the same. For me,
it's the same match. Just no.
What I'm saying is,
it's been 2 hours, so it's different now.
For this, like I said, all these women are connected in some way, shape, or form.
You didn't think that this was going to be the women in a fatal five-way? Like, what? I don't know where the differences happened here. No,
what I'm saying. Well, because you're talking.
I'm listening.
What I'm saying is the fact that they've built this up. Zoe is a bit of an outlier for me, but the other four are all intertwined. So, again, if we're getting some type of fatal five-way, at least there's a build behind it. We've been playing with this since Nia Jax came back, so 3-4 weeks. So eventually we were going to get some type of payoff. It looks like we're getting a collection. What I said earlier was I don't like when it's just 4 random people picked out of a group that weren't fucking with each other.
See, well, I guess my interpretation of is with this, we can't make individual feuds here or anything like that. We can't differentiate enough as to who should be involved here. So we're just going to put you all involved.
Yeah, but would it be fair to say that up until now, there has been individual feuds? Like there has been individual beef. So I don't feel
a week.
No, this has been going on for several weeks, and especially with Raquel and Rhea have a long-standing.
There have been beefs. There have not been individual ones.
So Raquel and Rhea's rivalry was individual for sure. They had a one-on-one match, so that would really get individual.
That's a one-on-one match.
Hey, Becky's here.
Naya. When did fucking Monday Night Raw become the Hard Rock Hotel with all these guitars in the background?
Oh, what about Zaya?
What about Raven?
What about Raven?
What about Canyon? Who better than Canyon?
Nobody. There you go. Speak of the devil. Let's go.
Oh,
let's go.
So in the same 7 days, we have had Jade Cargill eye to eye with Charlotte Flair and eye to eye with Becky Lynch.
There you go. You need a red one of these. He says.
Adam Pearce.
Adam Pearce says you need a red one of these.
But so, tell me though that she has not already been made in the shade with fucking lemonade on WWE television.
No, they're doing extremely well with her. And I think, again, it's a message to anybody sitting in AEW who is considering their future of what the WWE could do for you. They've made Brian Pillman noteworthy. They've made Jade newsworthy. It's mattered. They're doing extremely well. And again, not rushing it. We've seen it with AEW too often where they just drop somebody in without a plan. It was just Tony was so excited to have a new toy. He threw him in the ring and didn't really have a plan. This feels meticulous.
Right. Tony does really great of just this match is happening. Why is it happening? Because it's happening. That's it. WWE, everything feels calculated. Like there's a process behind it. There's an end game. There's a plan. Versus Tony's just, we can watch some really great matches. Cool. I can also tune into Wrestler Revolver, House of Glory, etc., and watch some really great matches. Doesn't make me want to watch it as a weekly television.
Fair enough. This is going to be the Elimination Chamber. I actually think that this is leading towards the ladies' version of War Games at Survivor Series. That the baby faces and heels will continue to add people. And this.
So who's your team?
Well, you got everyone.
Pick a team, heel or baby face. Who's your team?
This one's tough. You got Rhea Ripley on one side. You go Nia Jax on the other. You wouldn't put her on the same side. Raquel.
No, those are both heels.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Rhea Ripley's still a heel. She's heel. But yeah, so maybe it's Nia, Rhea. You got Raquel. Zoe would be on the heel side because they haven't turned her babyface, I don't think.
So you name 4 heels.
You throw in Tegan somewhere in there.
Babyface.
Okay.
Does Tegan trust a War Games match after she had her fucking knee decimated from Dakota Kai? Does Dakota Kai or Bailey or anything get involved there?
The kayfabe of it all. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. It just feels like Survivor Series is upon us. And if there's going to be a guy's War Games, there may be a woman's War Games. And it looks like that's why we're getting big multiple people.
Could you see Rhea involved in the men's War Games match, though? Or
like actually
an intergender War Games match?
No.
Okay.
Not in the WWE. Not in the WWE.
Fair enough.
If Nia Jax was a woodland creature, her theme song would be I'm not like most squirrels. Fair enough.
I don't even know how to respond to that. You can have that.
Look out, here comes Nia, Raquel, and Zoe. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get some fatal 4-way, 5-way, maybe a crown jewel. Maybe. I don't know.
I think it's just still so funny that we literally talked about like almost that exact thing before the show, and now we're going to get that exact thing after the show.
Right. Oh, we're getting a replay of an old Rumble. Putting Rhea over like a monster. She is. And I mean, I think the vibe I was on earlier, C-Money, is just I think Rhea's unreal. I think her time as a champion has been outstanding. I haven't lacked. Like, I'm not like, oh yeah, you're still champion. Not in the least. I think she carries that belt. She gives that belt value. It's not just being hot potatoed. I think it works really well.
Oh, well, I wasn't saying it was getting hot potato. But
no, I don't think you did.
Oh, no, fair enough. I mean, but has she spent more time getting Dom over as North American champion than getting her own belt over?
Maybe. I think her job is to get herself over, and she has. So I think the belt is a part of that. I don't know how.
We got Jay and
what is that outfit?
Back down the hatches, Cody Rhodes.
What is that? Colonel Cody.
Right. Captain Crush over here.
Right. Raw Women's 4-Way sponsored by Arby's. We have the meats. Curtis with the comment of the night.
Can we star that? I want to star that.
Don't star that. Don't.
No, come on. It's funny. It's funny.
Don't star
if
that.
If you don't like that, you don't have a sense of humor, goddammit.
Honey,
that's the entrance fee here. If you can't laugh at that, you don't belong here.
Zoe Stark just kicked Nia Jax in the hole. Yeah, it was a bit of a sloppy exit, but well, except
my hole. Why seriously? Why is fucking Cody out here looking like he's dressed up to be a member of like the fucking 16th Brigade out here? Like he looks like some fucking British general with his fucking outfit here.
Keyshawn, I agree with you, and I think that's what Triple H is working on right now, is building up the women and the side stories, the additional women involved. Not just a focus on 2 women, but we're going to focus on 6, 7, 8 women. It's good for the company.
Yeah, because we can't focus on 2 women, so we've got to focus on 6, 7, 8 women because we can't actually develop a story for 2 women. As we're getting the lower third, so we're kicking off the final hour with big Bronson Reed right now in the ring. So let us know who you're taking, by the way, whether you're taking Bronson Reed or Gunther, whether Bronson Reed is the one who snaps Gunther's reign as IC champion. Is that new? That they just randomly shouted Gunther in the middle of that? Like, was that new or was that the crowd?
No, I think it's.
I just heard them just like Gunther.
Yeah. Xia Li. I like Xia Li. Let her do something.
Where's Zion Quinn?
Yeah, we can't find Quinn.
Or yeah, no. Well, what's their fucking partner there? That was it was Xia Li, Mei Ying, aka 182.
Yeah, and baseball.
Yeah, good old baseball.
Where's Xia been? I don't know. She's been in and out. Last time we saw her, she was in a hood, and nobody explained why.
So who you taking, sir? Are you taking Gunther? Or you taking Bronson Reed?
Gunther.
Yeah, you're taking getting Samantha Johnson out here just blowing out the vocal cords, pause. Right. But so you're taking Gunther, yeah. You're going to do it, yeah.
Yeah, I think if Gunther's going to lose the belt, it's going to be a big deal when he does. It's going to be a pay-per-view. I know you suggested Gable's still the guy. I just don't know how we get back there. It feels like we moved past Gable.
But it's one of those he's got to win a gauntlet match or something like that. He's got to go through everybody that's Gunther's beat. Whether he's got to go through Ciampa, he's got to go through Bronson Reed, he's got to go through the fucking Gallows to get there. I still think that's ultimately where it could go there, but I think just for the sake of, and even because I've had people ask me this, so just it's big Bronson Reed, so I guess I got big in my name, so I gotta birds of a big flock together. I guess I don't know. So I'll take Bronson Reed.
Big. Nick's going big.
Big beefy boy slapping me. What?
Xia Li looks like the lady boy meme. Great. It feels so weird seeing Jade on WWE. It feels right.
But it feels so right.
Feels so right. Let's be honest. Just got a vibe to it.
Feels so good.
Right.
Remember, she was initially in the PC. She was, working out for WWE before she went to AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 and 2, I think. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. Jade has been about. Well, she said it in the interview. I want people tuning into every show to see if I'm going to be there. And that's what she's done.
And even then, if you're WWE and you have that draw power, is that not only a big up on her if she's that draw power of you're going to tune in to see where she is, but be that so they can flex that.
Yep. All the above. I think it's wicked. I really do. I think it's good for her. Again, she feels, if you never knew who she was before, she feels like a superstar. You're sitting in that audience like, who is this?
She looks 100% like somebody, regardless of whether you've never watched a second of AEW, of somebody that you need to pay the fuck attention to.
Yeah. Britt wouldn't survive in this division. I think she'd survive, but she'd be at the lower tier of it.
Becky at best.
Becky at best. I think she could work.
As in, like, she'd be there more of on what promo she could cut. She's not there. She'd be better suited NXT, maybe some appearances on Raw.
And people would be like, I can't believe you'd say Britt, former world champion, would be on it. Yeah, I do. Because I think if you dropped Britt Baker into the WWE's women division, there is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 women that are probably better than her.
Can't bully Thunder Rosa out of this division, just saying.
True. Hey, give WWE Thunder Rosa.
And watch them fucking smash you.
Right? Big pun. Still not a player, just crush a lot. 2-0, 4-0. I'm crushing your head. Oh, someone asked about SCTV. I was really young when that was super popular, but the people that came out of it were cool. I mean, I'm a big fan of John Candy, but the kids in the hall, maybe
crushing your head.
Yeah. Appearances and presentation are all well and good, but if Jade still got botching issues, it's going to be a problem. Well, do you know what they've successfully done, Nick? Is they've bought time. They've had her at the Performance Center working on that. Well, they just, they didn't rush her into a ring. You're going to wait and see. But while they're waiting, they're working on her.
They made we may not always be doing business, but we're always open. They made Ronda Rousey look like a competent wrestler, right? So I think they can do that with Jade Cargill, who's out there and already looked like a competent wrestler amongst indie competent wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
She just needed some fine-tuning, some polish. She just needed a slight tune-up.
And seasoning. She needed time. She needed reps. And again, that is one of the things that I think Tony should, instead of tweeting out nonsense, kind of focuses his attention on is, a developmental system that you take a talent like Jade and you make her less green before you put her on national TV as your champion.
Well, he has that. He just puts them on TV. That's the thing, or at least YouTube with Dark Elevation.
Oh!
Chopped the Bronson off the top rope.
Slapping the Tsunami down. BWO World Order. A little redundant, but.
Why am I thinking of like the Matt Hardy lyrics now? Of like, I can slap a tornado. This man Gunther just chopped a Tsunami out of the way.
Right. I think this crown jewel match can't see a War Games match. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I know I'm reaching. I don't really have all the pieces of the puzzle, but the women generally have one too. So I'm wondering. They're going to do one. They generally do.
But that wasn't that more of an NXT thing?
No, I don't think so. I think
main roster female.
Did we have women's War Game last year at Survivor Series?
No.
Are you sure?
The men's.
Just men's. Maybe. Okay.
The last female War Games match I can remember, and I may be wrong, I'll admit if I'm wrong, is, like I said, it was around when when Tegan got her fucking knee smashed in by Tegan on NXT.
Survivor Series.
Last one was men's. It was Bloodline v, baby faces.
Bloodline v baby faces. Team Belair, Alexa Bliss, Mia Yim defeated Damage Control, Bailey, Io Sky, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley by pinfall. Women's War Games. Where's that?
Was that last year?
I'm just trying to find.
That was last year. I forgot all the fuck about it.
Yep, that was last year. Okay.
Okay. Well, so then even Anthony, they had a women's War Game match last year.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So, like I said, I'll admit I was wrong.
Yeah.
So I will go send myself into the cone of shame.
Yeah, no, there was a women's War Game, and then my assumption is just that, if we get a men's Rumble, we get a women's Rumble. If we get a men's chamber, we get a women's chamber. It's just kind of how it's been in the last few years. So if we're gonna get a men's War Games, I assume we're gonna get a women's War Games. I could be wrong, but yeah, from what I'm seeing here, They did do one last year. I thought they did. Appearance and presentation, got that. I agree. They got to season her up, but I think they're working on that, right? I think partly why we didn't see Brian Pillman get in the ring right away is you take your time, you work that talent, you get that talent ready, and you put them in the best possible position to succeed. I think that's where Ring of Honor is being underutilized by Tony. I think you have talent like Billy Starks, Daniel Garcia, Nick Wayne that would be better off in a Ring of Honor, a developmental Ring of Honor where they put on really good matches and they learn their craft. They do it behind a paywall. They don't do it on national TV. And then they can learn, they can grow, they can build. And I think that's what we're seeing with Jade. We're seeing it with Brian Pillman. And we'll see it with any of the talent, even if the best of the best, from any other company, the WWE is going to want to make sure they fine tune them. Got that. What's up, John? How you doing? Welcome to the show. 30 Helens agree TK needs to lay off the blow. That's accusations. 5 women's Monsters Ball match. 5 woman Monsters Ball match. I'm down, but I don't think we're going to get that. Survivor Series Women Elimination Chamber match. Well, I think, I don't think they're going to do an Elimination Chamber, pal, at Survivor Series. I think they'll do War Games, if anything. But then, I mean, we will have we will have the War Games in Australia, the Elimination Chamber in Australia next year, which I think Rhea is going to be a big part of. A squirrel without its nuts, but even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. Part of me always wonders if they only agree so much because they were all Helens. Maybe. But right now we're back to the action. Big chops from Gunther. Dom's going to cut a promo screaming, "This is my mullet. It's my friend." Hey, do you see the rumors going around? Or I mean, not really a rumor, but Ray put it out there in an interview that he would be more than willing to go mask versus hair with Dominik Mysterio. And I think they should do that. And I think Dom should retire his dad, take his mask, and we move forward. Not anytime soon. Don't get mad at me. But, maybe Mania-ish. Ray's getting long in the tooth. They had a women's war game last year. Becky got the win for the team. Thank you, Ringsider. I knew we got sources, fact checkers out there helping out. Thought I was crazy for a minute. Wait, what the fuck? Cookie Monster 2023. Yeet. I don't even know what to say to that, man. Jade has been a boot, eh? Been a boot. All the way around, Jade's only getting better. 100%, Keyshawn. She's going to be a star, and they're treating her as such. Slapping a tornado. Oh, Death Valley Driver. I feel like the crowd's been really quiet in this building tonight. And I don't blame the crowd. Ever. Also, if NXT has more views than Dynamite, is NXT a step down, like perceived by some wrestling fans? It is a step down from the main roster as far as the talent goes. Realistically, again, it's their developmental, and they're not. I mean, when you look at people overlook the fact that there was a women's breakout tournament match. Lola Vice wins against Danny. Again, big clothesline, another 2 count. So I mean, there is developmental talent down there. The Thea Hales, we've seen Tiffany Stratton develop. Cora Jade's been developing, even though she's been MIA. They're trying to get Lyra into some type of push. But yeah, I mean, in the world of WWE, that's where it is. As comparison to AEW, and I think this is what made Tony mad was Tony showing up to the war with all of his artillery, right? Bringing out the big guns, bringing out Danielson, bringing out Moxley. What he knew Moxley couldn't wrestle, but he advertised him right until the show because he didn't want to lose the viewers. And if anybody tells me that's incorrect, I highly, highly doubt that. TK knew that Moxley couldn't wrestle, but he waited till in show to tell us he couldn't do it. Superplex! Wow, Jonah on Gunther. Whoo! Dose! Kevin Patrick standing out of the chair. But yeah, I think again, it's the fact that WWE's third brand is competing with AEW's top it's kind of indicative of where we're at, right? SmackDown did 2.4 million this week. You know, Raw's going to do over 1 million. They're different animals, so we don't even consider it. So, is it a step down from AEW? Not really. The show's been outstanding. And if you ask Nick and others, it's been the most consistent show in a long while as far as delivering really solid, fun action. Dun, dun, dun. And there it is. 1, 2, 3. Big beefy battle tonight, folks. But Gunther still your Intercontinental champion in what was a hell of a match. Not bad, not bad. Listen, I mean, again, you can have Edge wrestle every week, but the more Edge wrestles, the less it is an attraction. And again, that's not a slight on Edge. I agree with, he made a choice based on what he felt he still wanted to do in the business. He couldn't do it in WWE. He found somewhere that would let him do it. Tony's going to use him a lot. He needs to use him a lot. And again, Edge and Christian have been great. The rivalry that's building here of two old friends, it's been outstanding. I have no problem with what they're doing. It's some of the best stuff. You get them involved with Danielson. You get them involved with people that matter. I hope that Edge has a backstage influence in AEW, can really help make that show better. That, to me, is where the money for Edge is. Now, I did find it funny, and it was Wrestling Observer and others that reported that there was real beef between Edge and Ricky Starks backstage after unscripted insults. I don't know if it's true. Don't know if it's, I don't know if it's complete bullshit, but very interesting if there starts to be beef with Edge. 3-2, 3-0, 5-0. Sup, Kyle? How you doing? How you doing? I heard Jakara Jackson has pulled from the women's breakout tournament. Kyle, I have not heard that yet. It'd be very interesting if that was true. I think that was Nick's pick to win it. Oh, the Miz is here. Wow, no out for Bronson. Hey, big match, big loss. I don't have a problem with Bronson losing this match, especially as a younger talent. Again, wrestlers can lose matches. I think sometimes we overemphasize. It's how you lose more than if you lose. Again, I hope Bronson they have a plan. I think they will use Bronson wisely. A good match. He's got to have a good showing, but it's going to take a lot to take down Gunther. You got to take the moral victories right now when you're going up against Gunther, and he can't just beat jobbers. He needs real challengers like a Bronson Reed. It's a nice feather in his cap. Gunther's had an outstanding IC title run. I got no complaints with Reed taking that loss. Again, when you're that bigger body guy, you're not exactly in need of the biggest of outs, right? Because he could just show up next week and pancake somebody. Oh, wait, Nia's here. Uh-oh. So Nia talking to the camera, interrupting the Miz. There you go. It was, all right? We saw it. So it got a little clunky. We got Tony Khan sitting at Gorilla like, oh, no, not again. Can't bring anybody in here. Oh, okay. The Miz getting no respect tonight. Interrupted by Nia, and then Jackie Redmond said, sorry, we got to go. As we're setting up for the main event. Up next. I mean, lots of time left on this clock tonight, folks. So let's get into this. What's the difference? Cables and ropes, never noticed one. For the fan, I don't think there's much. For the wrestler, it's the how the wire, the cable and the ropes respond, right? So you're getting a stiffer cable. The ropes tend to be a little less stable, from what I understand, a little less springy. So yeah, I really can't speak to the practical differences between the two. I know there's been a lot of talk about it, but for us as the fans, there's no real difference. Got that one. 3-0, 5-0. Got that one. 3-2. Oh, you're bouncing back. You're bouncing back, Todd. Gunther retains. Great last couple of minutes of match. Thought the match overall was pretty solid. Not a bad match. And again, if you're looking at the last hour of Raw tonight, you got to give him credit. You get Gunther. So you get the IC title and the tag team titles defended. It's been a little bit of a quieter night overall. I think the crowd in the building has been a little flat. And again, I think that the show's been a little bit flat. Started out pretty good, got a little flat in the middle. Now we're ending pretty decent so far. We'll see how the last little bit goes. Big Nick is off to Betty bye. Betty bye. Nick was feeling good. He had to go take a break. That banged. Bonkers, I'm with you. Gunther run has quickly catapulted him into one of my favorite talents. I'm convinced he can have a banger match with anyone. I love his style in the ring and the character he plays. James, I completely agree with you, and I can vividly imagine Gunther, standing as the top heel, the champion of Raw. I could see him take over the show. I think they could book Imperium, at least Fabian and Ludwig a little bit better. I think they could have a little more viciousness, a little more snap, a little more W's under their belt, instead of being the guys that just always get beat on the way to Gunther. But if they could build that faction, maybe give them a fourth, maybe get Wolf back, bit of a reach there. But yeah, I think Gunther could take over Raw, like the evil dictator that just runs the show, and you feed them baby faces all day long until one baby face cracks the code, kind of like what they're trying to figure out now with the IC title. We talked about Gable, we talked about Ciampa, we talked about possibly Bronson. Who's going to be the one that takes down Gunther? Right now he looks unstoppable. Maybe it's one of those where he just relinquishes the IC title. I cannot defend it anymore. There's nobody left. Here's my IC title. I'm going after that one. Maybe. It's happened before. It could happen again. It's Kurt Angle level of damn true. That promo was entirely on the fly. I like it. I like it. It seems like they all wrapped steel. I believe they would be cables in most of these shows, especially the big shows. I do not believe they're working with ropes. And I do believe there's a story out there somewhere that Jim Cornette had something to do with them changing the ropes and the mats, perhaps, but I can't be quoted on that right now. But yeah, possibly. Gunther has evolved into a major powerhouse since he won the IC title in May of 2022. He's been outstanding. A record-breaking run. He's been a beast every step of the way. He's been strong. He's been impactful. He has not slowed down. And when he comes out and he's standing on the announce table or even just standing in the ring, he has such a big presence. He comes off as the evil supervillain, the final boss that somebody needs to take down. We need a hero, a true hero, to take this man down. That's what I think we're at with Gunther. And again, I think the only thing that the only reason he gives up that title is to turn on and go up the ladder to the next one. But we're back to the season premiere of Raw. Adam Pearce on the phone. All right, Rhea Ripley. Uh-oh, Pearce catching that attitude. Beat all five. Yeah, fatal 5-way. Fatal 5-way, crown jewel. Book it. Yeah, set that up nicely. I got to eradicate them all. So if she beats them all, I mean, what else do you want to say? But we got Jinder, we got Veer, we got Sangha. All right. And now we got Downward Doggy. Whoa, little doggy. Otis, Gable, Tozawa's here. Okay. Page going into business for himself and calling Punk out on the air over Cabana. What did Keyshawn say? So I can say something. Is that how Hangman and Punk feud started? Yep. In my humble opinion. The rumor was that Punk tried to get rid of Cabana. People didn't like it. And again, going into a pay-per-view, I think Page made a mistake and Tony didn't correct it, didn't address it, and it festered and it bubbled. And you had Meltzer pouring gasoline on it. You had the other dirt sheets pouring gasoline on it. And then it exploded. Bum, bum, bum. I was right there with you, my guy. I still think it's got to lead to a women's war games, but I agree with you. I was right there with you on that one. I think that's where I was almost defending the idea where Nick wasn't too happy about them being in a fatal 5-way, but yeah, I think this spills into Survivor Series, though. I think there's some play out of it. I'd be surprised if they just did a men's war games. If we are getting war games, I think we'll get 2, but yeah, Crown Jewel's starting to fill up, so November 4th, we will be here for Brunch with the Boys, and it's going to be stacked. Rey Mysterio, Logan Paul, very interesting. I'm not sure how people feel about it. Fatal 5-way for the women's title. Seth versus Drew McIntyre. We're not sure how we feel about that yet. Possibly Roman against Knight or Roman against Cena or a tag match with both of them. I don't know what they're going to do there yet. We need a hero. Dallas versus Chargers, 10-10. All right. Money I got. Wait, was that Bronson versus Sammy next week? So, next week on Raw, Becky versus Indy Hartwell, NXT Women's Championship. And Logan Paul returns on Monday, folks. Does he got to be cool? Does he got to be fast? Does he got to be fresh from the fight? That's right. I like that. I like that, Daniel. Well played. Called it. You did. You could Gallus with Imperium. You could put Gallus with Imperium for a little while, then break away. Maybe, sort of, kind of. I'm really curious what they're going to do with Gallus. I mean, why not take Gallus and put them with Drew? Give Drew a heel faction and have Drew be super heely, and then have the likes of Coffee and the tag team behind him. Like, why not? You have Coffee, and who am I missing? There you go. CJ, are you happy about it? Well, I know people said Rhea maybe not had the most exciting title defenses. Now she's going to be in a fatal 5-way. There you go. Who eats 3 feet heroes? Holy moly. I don't even know what to say. Fatal 5-way at Crown Jewel. Lock it. There we go. Next one up. Tozawa, look at him. Yeah, I don't listen. Tozawa's an international man of mystery at this point. Yeah, I didn't love it. Again, I feel like I know people were kind of really behind Gable, but now that Gable kind of worked his way out of the IC picture, these little vignettes and stuff don't quite mean the same. They're gonna have a rivalry with the New Day. But Judgment Day in the ring. I will take your predictions on this match, by the way, folks. Yeah, right. Next week, Alpha Academy and the New Day. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but all right, let's see. Drew versus Sammy. I did catch that. Okay, so that's Oh, I said Bronson, but it is Drew versus Sammy. Interesting. You guys should do a UFC chat on Saturday. It's a pay-per-view event. I don't know if that will be happening on this particular Saturday. We do cover the UFC Mega, but I don't think we'll be here for that one. I think we'll be here for Bound for Glory, and that's about it. Put Tozawa in the women's, make it a 6-way. There you go. And let them win it. Confuse everybody. Oh, for God's sake, the last Dags on thing anyone needs to hear from is Logan Paul. But I agree with you, Terrence, except he's good for WWE. I know he's controversial. I know people don't like him, but he's perfect for wrestling. And I can't knock the guy. He came in, he didn't slack. He didn't just rest on the fact that he was a celebrity. He delivered pretty interesting matches. I could actually see him winning the U.S. title. I really can. I'm behind Gallus. I like it. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Tozawa, like the Japanese, are truth. Happy to be making large sums of money to comic relief, and that's okay. Yeah, I mean, he spent what 3-4 years in a ninja outfit where I pretty much had forgotten his name. Just called him the ninja at nauseum. But yeah, no, let's. He's just that guy now. You're right. He's the background guy. Like every once in a while, you throw him in to steal a roll-up win over a heel, or you throw him in there to get squashed by somebody, and that's about it. That's his role in the company. Did Logan drop the lawsuit yet? He better, or he's done boxing. I have no idea, Broken. Far too consumed with everything in the wrestling world to really pay attention to his bullshit. Logan Paul will be at SmackDown this Friday. There you go. And on Raw on Monday. So Logan Paul back in the mix again. Crown Jewel, name value. They're going to do it. We're going to get something with Logan at Crown Jewel. They may need a light heavyweight title. It makes everybody kind of cringe a little, Keyshawn, when we start talking about the lightweight title. We start talking about the possibility of, oh, well, we did that, 205. We had the cruiserweights. I still think just because you fucked it up before doesn't mean you don't do it ever again. I think with the right vision, the right attitude, and the right people making the creative decisions, it could work. I think it could work. And you have more than enough talent to pull it off. Judgment Day for the win. Curtis, bold. Commercial break. Yeah, I don't even know what number we're on. If anybody knows what number of commercial we're on, I'm all ears. But I feel like it's been a lot. Jody Uso. I like it. For the win. All right. Someone front row should have a crypto zoo scammer sign. That's funny. Cody and Jey Uso retain, win KJ. I appreciate the clarification there. Jim Steakhouse has the best subs here. Fun fact. Thank you, AJ. Can someone contact the NBA, please, and tell them Logan Paul needs a job? Why the NBA? No, we're good. Listen, Logan Paul, when he's used as a heel, the way he's been used against Ricochet, the way he's been used in the past, when he came in as a babyface, it wasn't great. But when you bring him in as a heel, people naturally want to hate him. People are going to click to see what he's doing. His fans are going to follow what he's doing. And the WWE, again, will always do what they can to increase business. Logan Paul increases business. Whether we love him or hate him, it's fact. And again, he doesn't show up and he sucks in the ring. He's actually pretty good in the ring. I got to give him credit. Imperium giving Gunther a round of applause. Eichner getting in shit again. So Ludwig did what he was supposed to. Fabian, not so much. Sorry, Vici. Ooh. There you go. So Gunther saying he wants to take him out. No pressure. No pressure. Cody and Jay retain. I'm kind of leaning towards Cody and Jay retaining. I'm with you, Kyle. I could see Logan winning title at Crown or SS, then losing it at Mania. We could see a match between Ray, Carlito, Santos versus Logan, Theory and Waller somewhere in there. Wow, just put Logan with Theory and Waller, just the douche crew to the core douche crew. Might work. You might be onto something there. Here comes Jey Uso. WCW had the ability to book a cruiserweight championship as well. WE doesn't. Here's the thing, Daniel Price. Back in the day, when they tried light heavyweight, anytime they've tried doing a cruiserweight, quote unquote, division in WWE, Vince McMahon always just booked it and had it run like smaller wrestlers wrestling the exact same way the big guys did. Lot of chokeholds, a lot of submissions, a lot of, you didn't see a lot of the high flying cruiserweights a lot in WWE. That's why I'm thinking if you reintroduce it now under a Triple H, who kind of has, he has the Dragon Lees, he has the Pete Dunnes, which I wish he was more of the bruiserweight than he used to be. But then you have a lot of the high flyers, Axiom and the list goes on. You have that opportunity to do something there. In the past, WWE didn't get it. Vince McMahon never seemed to understand. Like, no, we want them to do like high flying. We want them to move. We want it to be fast. We want it to be almost the lucha style. And Vince has never gotten behind that, never delivered it like that. So if they do it, they got to do it right. WCW did it right. They took two cruiserweight style wrestlers, an Eddie Guerrero, a Chris Jericho, a Dean Malenko, and so on, and they put them in the ring and said, do your thing. They didn't inhibit it. It didn't look like a Hulk Hogan match, but a smaller version of a Hulk Hogan match. It was a different style of wrestling. And the only way you can pull it off is if you deliver a different style of wrestling. And as long as Raw is 3 hours, I think there's a window at you come in at the 9 o'clock hour going into the second hour of Raw and you give everyone a crazy cruiserweight match. I think it would do really well for the division. I think it would do really well for the show. And I think it overall would help the company. Cody and Jay retain. Okay. NXT North American title is a bit of a light heavyweight belt. Yeah, I mean, and we talked before about the Heritage Cup kind of having, a technical side to it, but feeling very, the Noam Dars and the Axioms and some of the smaller talent, some of the lightweights in that division have been kind of shining in that division. So we'll see. But I still think WWE's main roster could do it and use it and do it properly. The Cruiserweight title could come back as Ray steps away. The Rey Mysterio Cruiserweight Open could happen even yeet every year. I like that. I don't mind that at all, James. That's kind of cool. The Rey Mysterio Cruiserweight Open. I don't mind that at all. That's not a bad show, my guy. Cody and Jay retain. Come break at least commercial break. Pause how I read that. At least 10 or 11. Got Cody and Jay for the win. JD for the upset win. It would be shocking if they got the belt back. I think they're going to lose. I think it's going to continue the arguing and the infighting. It's going to continue to wedge a gap between Damian, Finn, and the rest of the group. This will be very interesting. Does Sammy get involved to maybe help them? Does he cause them to lose? I don't know. Logan Paul needs to be a professional basketball star, not a professional wrestler. Why? Because he's tall? Can he even dribble a ball? Does he have any basketball skills? Where is this coming from, Terrence? Lawo versus the douche effect. I like it, Curtis. Could work. Once again, the main event, the American Nightmare for the win and retains. Big pop for the baby faces. Big fight feel. We're going, folks. They effectively have killed about 13 minutes. I was like, we got lots of time. That was 13 minutes ago when I said that. More like loser weight. If you've got that many D-bags in a faction, may as well just name said faction Summer's Eve. Daniel Price, that is well played. Jay already 3 sheets to the win. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Oh, there you go. Dallas going up. I don't know if that's good or bad for me. Sing a long time. All night long is sing a long time on this channel. It's ridiculous. But yeah, everybody behind Cody. I like this version. We should write the full version of this out, C-Money. We really should. Taking a chance, JD for the win. Todd going bold. Okay. All right. It's a bit of a split vote. I like it. I like seeing the split vote as we get into these title matches. To me, when the audience is a little bit split, it tells me they're doing a good job of kind of keeping us guessing, keeping it moving, not giving us obvious winners. I know everybody likes to go, oh, I knew that, but we'll see. Something, fill my bowl. It's a watchable Raw. I'm kind of with you, Jobby. I'm kind of with you on that. I think it's been a little bit watchable. It's been okay. We're getting there. I feel like it got real slow in that second hour. I felt like the Gunther match picked it up. Yeah, I feel like even the in-building crowd wasn't jazzed, wasn't jumping. Maybe it's just my take. Maybe my TV's too quiet. Maybe I'm too loud. But again, very, very interesting. Gonna play a game of whack-a-mole. Now, everybody get in. Where's the bathroom? I really need to be. I like that. That one's cute. It's a decent Raw. Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Rather call it light heavyweight title over cruiserweight. Yeah, I don't care what you call it. Call it light heavyweight. Call it the North American title. Call it whatever the hell you want to call it. Just be very specific about who's competing for it and how those matches should look, the energy in the building. And I think it would do well. So you got to keep in mind, like, you look at how much work AEW's done with AAA and CMLL. There's a lot of talent out there that could come into WWE, including the talent they already have, like especially NXT's full of smaller guys. There is an opportunity to kind of do something with that. And again, for me, if you put it right in that kind of that middle lull that we always seem to get, like we had a decent start to Raw. The second hour kind of feels filler most weeks, and then we end strong. And I think something like the cruiserweights would be a really good opportunity to kind of give us something energized and something with a little more of a bang. Koji for the win. All right. Trying to keep up. KJ, is it possible we get Roman and Seth at Survivor Series? I don't think so. It would feel forced, feel unnecessary. It would become, again, I think there's more potential negatives in that matchup than anything else. I think you just have them both do something. Well, I don't know what that is yet, but maybe they're both in War Games, Kyle. Maybe we get a War Games match. On one side, it's, Seth is on the babyface side, maybe. I don't know. I'm calling Jimmy and Solo come out to F it up. Interesting. Maybe. How many years did WCW Cruiserweight? How many years did WCW Cruiserweight or do Cruiserweight? It was quite a few. I love the high flying from the opening show, Todd. Their first ever Nitro. I think their opening match was like Lucian Thunder Liger against was it Alex Wright? But I'm pretty sure the first match they ever, maybe it was Pillman. I'm pretty sure one of the first ever matches on a Nitro was a cruiserweight match. Saving everything for the last scene of Raw, a big return perhaps. I don't imagine we're going to get a big return or anything mind-blowing tonight, Smile Mark. I do think Solo and Jimmy could get involved in this because I do think that Jimmy and Solo could be your next tag champions, to be 100% honest. Pillman and Liger, I got it right. Woohoo! There you go. See money. Thank you. So there you go. But they did it well. They were smart. Like you think back to the classics, right? The Ray and Eddie matchups. I mean, you look what Jericho did in that division. But the key was letting guys like that go. Right? Just go. Do your thing. You got 7 minutes. You got 9 minutes. Whatever the hell it was. Go. And that's what they did. They went out, put the foot on the gas pedal, and they fucking flew. And it became one of the best things about Nitro. It's a watchable Raw. What else we got? I'm calling Jimmy and Solo comes out. Got that one. Got that one. Saving everything for last. Got that one. I thought this was a good to great Raw. All the wrestling has been good. I'm kind of with you. I don't know if I venture into great. Oh, big body to body. Cody on fire right now, folks. I think it's been good. I have. Like, I'm not hating it. I don't think it's been brutal. What we have got in the ring has been solid. Boom, boom, boom. Cruiserweight should be on NXT. 205 is perfect for their roster. Yeah, I think that could work as well, Mark. I get hesitant with NXT just because of you do have, limited time. Champs retain. Congrats, Jesse. Is Logan Paul finishing move going to be a choke slam? Hasn't he been using? Well, I mean, he kind of uses a buckshot. Pillman versus Liger. CMLL would be. CML would be best bet to filter luchadors from AAA. Is pretty much their mortal enemy and feeding guys into AEW. And it was Liger versus Pillman. Thank you, Daniel. I'm glad I got that right. Oh, there you go. Look at people on it. I love it. But yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, again, it's still the talks about, WWE and Triple H being open to work with New Japan more. And again, maybe, not letting AEW be the only one that plays in that sandbox. Brian flying Pillman and Thunder. What I like about Cody is he doesn't do the generic moves. I like Cody. I mean, again, Cody gets in there. Cody does what he needs to do. Down real low. Crowd probably tired from $50 2-foot heroes and $10 sodas. Perhaps you might be right. At the peak of COVID, this company gave you a boneyard match to not offend anyone. So I can imagine this company would have a War Games match. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, it's always they've kind of gotten that groove. They definitely found a way to, be, if we're gonna do one, we're gonna do both, and I think that's okay. Like, I mean, we get it with the Rumble, we get it with the Chamber, we generally get it with War Games. So let's go. I mean, we'll see what we get this year. I mean, again, you have this fatal 5-way. Rhea retains, I imagine, in Saudi. They come back. The people are still mad, and alliances are drawn. They try and figure it out. Do we really need more bloodline on bloodline fighting? I feel like it's been done a lot. Yeah, I would say it's been done quite a bit. I do think that I'm a guy with numbers. I think right now Jay has one more title reign than Jimmy. So Jimmy will win the belt off Jay to even that back out. But I'm okay because I think if we saw the showdown, smile mark between between Cody and Roman at the end of SmackDown. I think if it's leading to that, then yes, you get them in the ring together. You get Cody and Jay to lose those belts to Jimmy and Solo, and you continue that rivalry. You continue to build this story. Again, a lot of people feel like Survivor Series is kind of the beginning, the true beginning where they start dropping the seeds for the WrestleMania season. So it would make sense in that regard. Crossroads by Cody. I'm in a commercial break right now. Drew McDonough is going to get involved. I imagine multiple people are going to get involved in this one somewhere. One of the Pillman and Liger matches was in a Mall of America. The first ever. They did a bunch of the Nitros in Mall of America. Absolutely. And they had a good reason for it. I mean, in the sense of they couldn't really fill many venues, so they would do malls, which I guess the mall is fucking huge. Pretty sure KJ compared Raw to. We're gonna move on. There's Dum Dum. God, I really hate commercial breaks. Yeah, I'm kind of over them at this point. But we got about 10 minutes left on the clock. Why are they making Cody take the bait from Dom every time? Enough already. Yeah. It's kind of what's supposed to happen. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, is it that big of a error? JD waited in the ring for 15 minutes. Just match starts 15 minutes later, 3 minutes in a commercial. Yeah, listen, the WWE doesn't do any favors to themselves. And I don't know how much control they have on the timing of commercials. But I have a big pet peeve of ding ding commercial. I'm not even into the match. You take me out of it before we get going, and it's disappointing. Right now, Jay's on fire, though. Samoan drop. Triple H got 100% of booking control and put Rhea Ripley in a fatal 5-way match for the title and put a lot of women's roster on WWE RAW. Triple H. Sonny, I agree with you completely there. I really do. I think it's been the one thing you have to say about Triple H when he is booking. There is an emphasis and focus on the women. You look what happened with the 4 horsewomen. We wouldn't have Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, Becky held in the regard that they are if it wasn't for the booking and the usage of Triple H. He found a way to put them over, and then they got in the ring and they delivered. And I think that's what Triple H believes in. I think he believes that you can put the women in the ring and give good wrestling. But getting overall tonight, what do we see? 12 women, 13 women on the show. Now, they might not have all been doing much. I mean, they might have just been Nikki Cross, who was in the back, rocking back and forth. But you got that many on the show. Absolutely. How many breaks we on? I'm not sure, Unbroken. I default to the fact checkers. 1D. Cody. Cutter. Finn with the shoulder up. I do like the Cody. Con break 12, so the over was correct. Bálor, Priest, Dominik, Mysterio, JD. Okay. They're doing the second generation wrestlers versus second generation wrestlers angle. Take your word for it. Phillies won. Did they really? Fucking hell. KJ, now that we're getting MJF and Jay White at Full Gear, do you think we'll get teases for the man in the double mask? Kyle, I have an issue with the man with the double mask and how they've built this, but right now, Damian clearing off the table, Cody on his knees on the outside, Jay going up to the top, Dom grabbing his foot, Dom getting involved with the ref. Okay, this got a little sloppy there. I think somebody missed a cue. Jay bucking Dom back down. Yeah, something misfired there, I think. Finn into the roll-up. No way. Those. I feel like they had everybody buzzing. They had everybody talking about the Man in the Mask. Even we put it out on the channel. It got a lot of clicks. A lot of people were interested in it. A lot of people were talking about it. And then they went 2 weeks effectively with very little mention of it. MJF throws it out as a precursor to a match where he's like, oh, by the way, somebody stole my mask. I think they didn't quite capitalize on the Man in the Mask the way they could have. I think because there's so many other moving parts, the Kingdom and Roddy and MJF and now the Bullet Club and the Righteous, and there was so many moving parts. The Man in the Mask kind of fell by the wayside a little bit. If they're going to tease it, should Jay White not be talking about it? Is Jay White not pissed off that he got beat up? Wow, Rhodes gets knocked off the apron. Sammy's out by ringside. Yeah, the Cody. We have a Yeet Rave party. Wow, Damian with a low blow. Lots going on here, folks. We just had commercial break 12. Thank you, Larry. So close. Playboy survived Hugh. WWE will be fine. Fair enough. Pedigree. Razor's Edge through the table. Terrence, yeah, I mean, the guy's old. Be straight up. I mean, I think at this point in history, WWE without Vince is a necessity. Can I see it? No, I think he'll always have his hand in the cookie jar. It's his cookie jar. But the less he does, I mean, it's no different than anything else, guys. When you're fucking pushing 90, it's hard to write, a relevant pop culture TV show, that you're 70 years removed from. Like, that's the trickiest part, right? Oh, big spear by Jay on Finn. Shit going on everywhere. Oh, another spear by Jimmy. Down goes Priest. Postmania was running wild in the Mall of America. Pastamania. It's true. There's Jimmy. Who called that? Somebody called that in the chat. Liz Mark Jr. That's a name I hadn't heard in a minute. Is one of my faves. Coup de grace. Are they gonna win? A new. Wow, Jay. The Judgment Day get their belts back. And there you have it. Keyshawn called it. That whole vaudevillain scene is a pretty big with the kids nowadays, no? Oh, fuck. You can tell with just even like the names and shit, right? Did you just give him a U-boat captain name? What the fuck? Finn Bálor, Damian Priest, and Dominik, Mysterio, Julia McDonald, Jimmy Uso, Remembrance, Solo, Sakura versus where are we going with this? Cena, Hatley, AJ Lee, Knight or LA Knight, Jay, so Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, 17 at work, Game Survivor, Manifest. I think we're getting a heel versus babyface something. It clearly seems that what's happening. But there's the Judgment Day, and I know this isn't going to be the most popular booking, but again, interesting. All right, folks, we're going off the air. Everybody's got gold except Dom. Dom does have, I forgot, Dom won his back too. So you have Judgment Day all rocking the gold. And that is how we're leaving Raw tonight. Shocking turn of events. I will take your rating out of 10. What do you got? What are you giving it? How'd you feel about the show? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What is your opinion tonight? I want to know. Last call will be soon, folks. So let me know. Let me know. Get in this chat. Hot, hot, hot tag. Again, Simple Wrestling. I do appreciate the match. I thought the match was good, guys. Even just trying to call it and talk to you guys, I thought the energy in the match. Now, people might not like the outcome, but I thought the match itself was good. Jey Uso suicide dive, way past that. 4-1, says Larry. YJY, told you Judgment Day wins. Curtis, I'll give you credit, man. I thought it was bold, but again, a quick title turn. So again, we'll see. I don't know. I'm of two minds right now. Love it, to be honest. Boston, why do you love it? I want to know. I'm trying to decide if I love it. 4-0. Ooh, shit. That's why I think I like it. That's why I think I like Jay and Cody winning it originally. That's why I like the comeback of what just happened. I think it's leading into Survivor Series. I think WWE is thinking past Crown Jewel. Yeah, let's go. 4-2. There you go. What kind of referenced it when he was told MJF didn't really have any friends? It was a backhanded way of saying Cole worked you with our help. Stupid. Kinda, sorta, kinda. Maybe. I don't necessarily think you're wrong. I just don't know. Again, when you're going to have teasers, you got to kind of lean into it a little bit. You kind of got to keep it compelling. Like, we should see, even if it's like stupid shit, like MJF's coming in from the parking lot and we see like the reflection of the masked man in a car window, and when he turns around, it's not there. Something to keep it relevant. Like the masked man and his friends jumped Jay White and then haven't done shit since. Okay, I guess. I knew it. You're welcome. Vance is happy. There you go. I mean, Jimmy, want to know what the fuck? The Bloodline Jay and Cody story doesn't need the tag titles. So I'm cool with this. I am too. I'm okay with it. I don't know where we're going to go with it, but again, will this set up something? I still think Jimmy's going to win those tag titles. He needs a balance back. Bum, bum, bum. Why, Jimmy? Why? We know why. We know why at this point. Now watch. We'll find out if Roman Reigns was happy with that decision. Mommy is always on top. Don't forget, KJ. That's it. They run the show, guys. And they are, like, again, if you look back to major factions, they weren't just in the show. They weren't just on the show. The top factions ran the shows. And right now, Judgment Day running the shows. People, I know it's a little repetitive, but I think that's just because a lot of us have short attention spans. And we're like, all right, we need to be entertained constantly. We need something new constantly. I do think you have to build rivalries. And the only way to build rivalries is have matchups. It's why sports teams put you in a division and you play your division more than you play anybody else. What's the point of giving Cody and Jay the titles? The note, the fact, the clicks, the fact that it was a change, a surprise. I don't see a problem with giving them the titles. And I know people are going to say this. Well, why'd you give them the titles? Just take it away. Because it's part of the story. They won the titles. They were happy. They're high-fiving. Jimmy just screwed them up. We had a showdown between Cody and Roman on Friday. It all ties together. That's why this happens. And if you don't do things like this, it becomes a boring story. So we have to, as fans, pick our poison. Do you want shit to happen? Or do you want everything to make, everything be drawn out or processed? You need some spontaneity. Just the way it is. 7 out of 10, says Boston. A giant butthole. 9 out of 10. 0 out of 10, no Trish. 6 out of 10. I'm going to go slightly higher. I'll go 6.5 out of 10. I'll give him 0.5 for the title change, Dale. I think that was a pretty good score, though. 6. To me, Raw never really got off. Like, it came out of the gate well, and it just never got off the ground. It just kind of plateaued the whole night. Was it slow or overly boring? Maybe not. But Yeah, I thought what we got in the ring, I thought Gunther and Bronson Reed was good. I thought the main event was good. I enjoyed the main event. Whether you love or hate the ending, I thought the match was all right. Rhea's match was what it was. It set up the brawl. It is okay. I don't know how you want to look at it, but overall, I think I'll give it a 6.5. 4-1, 6.85 out of 10. Usos. Fair enough. 7 out of 10. Hi, Mr. Matthew. Mr. Holland, I guess. 8.5 out of 10. Oh, Todd liking it. I like it. Dirty Jimmy. Dirty Jimmy should team up with Condom. 7 out of 10. It was good, says Mega. What did Jimmy do? Jimmy came out, interfered, got involved, and cost Jay and Cody the belts, allowing Finn to get the coup de grace and get the pin. I knew Judgment Day was going to get the gold back, but same old match every week. Yeah, I don't know how to combat this, Jordan, and I'm torn. So if you don't give us the same old match every week, which I don't feel like this was tonight. Tonight I didn't feel going into the main event of like, oh, this again. Felt like it had a different vibe to it, just maybe because of the belts on Cody and Jay. But I'm of two minds. Like I said, I want rivalries. I want people to get in the ring and have a history together. I want, week in, week out, whether it's an interaction, whether it's promos, whether it's matches, some type of build. I felt like they went to the 6-man angle too often. But other than that, I mean, so then what do you do? Like the Judgment Day fights Cody and Jay this week. They fight Alpha Academy next week, Imperium the week after, DIY the week after. And just that's when you get into like spot booking, which to me goes a little too far the other way. Yeah, maybe there's a bit of a happy medium. But again, I think you need these stories to be told. I think these are your top guys being utilized in the main event position. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's kind of my take on it is, I want to figure out what happens next. Will Jimmy and Solo go after the belts? Will Jay and Cody try and get them back? Will Jimmy and Jay show up on will Jay and Cody show up on SmackDown and try and get revenge? To me, it's all intertwined. And yeah, we see a lot of the same components, but I think I would argue that the main event picture throughout wrestling history, you get that. You go in blocks, you go in chunks, you go in programs where you would get a lot of whoever the wrestlers were at that time at the top. You get a lot of Austin, Rock, Triple H, Rock. You'd get a lot of mixing and matching and random tag matches. I mean, I'm torn. It's a tough one. I understand both sides. I really do. Cody did not finish the story. Cody's still in the book. Cody's still alive, guys. He's still an active wrestler. So Cody is still writing the story. He did not finish the story. He hasn't completed it yet. He is in the process of completing the story. But yes, at this time, he has not got to the finish line. He is still alive. He's still breathing. He's still wrestling. So therefore, he's still writing the story. Does Halloween Havoc start this week or next? Next week is night 1, Kyle, and then the week after is actually Halloween night is night 2, I believe, if my brain is correct. Senior Beard. Olale. Jimmy and Jay at Crown Jewel, maybe. You know what? I got a bad feeling, Keyshawn, it's going to be Jimmy and Solo versus Jay and Cody. That's what I'm leaning towards. I don't know. We'll see. 7 out of 10 says Kyle. 6.5 out of 10 for Raw. Libro Max. W match. I agree. Let's hot shot these belts around a little more with ad hoc tag teams. Do it. Do it. At least we're paying attention. I'd say we're talking more about the tag titles now than we have been when they were just hanging around on people's shoulders, right? When the Usos carried them and never defended them, at least they're getting defended and you don't know. They're actually doing me, I would say this is twice that belt has changed hands, and I was surprised by it. Now, you're not wrong. They are hot, they are hot-shotting a bit, But again, I think it still ties into the whole story and the whole clusterfuck that they've created, for better or for worse, my guy. Cody needs Reader's Digest. Cody needs a podium. Have a good night, Bobby. See you tomorrow. We are back tomorrow. I'm going to make last call so I can get out of here and go to bed and do this again tomorrow. 5-1. Good night for AJ. Cena, LA. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Cena, LA. Thank you, John. Jesus Christ. See? Clustery fuck. Good to see Judgment Day with the titles. Jay and Cody really don't work good. I thought they did all right. Like, I thought they were okay. Like, especially with, like, hyped up Jimmy and Cody playing it straight the way he always does. But they don't need the belts. And again, you get that surprise. Oh, my God, I can't believe they won it. And then they got screwed. Like, again, to me, hot shotting is a team comes in and just wins it outright. Right? Like, FTR losing to Big Bill and Starks is a hot shotting title change. Like, as much as this is a quick title change, Jimmy cost them it. So it ties into this long-standing story we've been telling for 2 years. Depends on how you look at it. Again, there's good and bad to all this. A tight game, Vance. I'm going to go have to put that on when I get off here. Raw gets a 5 out of 10. SmackDown won by a mile. If we're comparing season premieres, SmackDown was fucking fire. Raw, Matt, I'm with you, buddy. Raw tonight could have been better. I'm telling you, I know it's the curse of 3 hours. Because I think if you take out the middle and you just shove everything together and you go right from like the end of that first hour into, Gunther, Bronson, followed by the tag titles, that's a solid show with not a whole lot of downtime. That fucking 3 hours is murderous. Team Yeet got yeeted. Yeah, yeeted right out of the belts. 5 matches tonight, I believe so. I don't mind a little hot potato with the tag belts. It makes the show less predictable. That's exactly it, Richard. And I'm fine that, like, again, we joke about it all the time. Like, there is no pleasing you. And that's what it feels like a little bit is if you have a long title run like a Gunther, a Rhea Ripley, a Roman, obviously, people are like, oh, they've had the belt too long. It's boring. I'm tired. I'm over it. And then you speed it up because, and again, in real sports, you could be as dominant as fuck and win 1 week and lose the next week, whether any of the sports. So I don't mind a little bit of, holy shit, did that just happen? Because if it's automatic that Cody and Jay were going to get 3, 4, or 5 months with the belt, maybe it would have been boring. Maybe it interferes with their other creative plans. Maybe it's just not what they see. But again, a little bit of hot shot, but you're talking about the tag belts. Again, you don't really have the strongest set of tag teams, but I think Finn and Damian are closer to a tag team than the rest of them. And listen, I got to give credit to the Judgment Day, multiple time tag team champions. You got, you still got Damian with the Money in the Bank. Rhea still got the Women's Championship. I know we debated that a lot tonight, but I really do think Rhea's done wonders for that title, and I think she's got herself over. It's been a big deal. I don't have any issues with her title run because she's been such a presence, and that's what a champion needs to do. You don't have to defend your title all the fucking time. We don't want you to, but you have to be a presence, and she's an absolute presence. 5 matches, 3 hours. Yeah, no, it's small. Again, 2 of the matches were a little bit longer, I guess, but you need more. And I think what happened tonight for me on Broken is the downtime between matches where it wasn't overly exciting tonight. Like, I wasn't into a whole lot of the backstage. It was just very meh. Jay and Cody, week-long run as tag champs is going to be such an obscure fact in a few years' time. Man, that's all right. Obscure facts are what wrestling's all about, right? Maybe Rhea called Heyman to get Jimmy to come. She did say she had to make a phone call. Keyshawn. I like that, my guy. Highly possible. The ending made sense. They have an alliance, and they have to work together. At some point, Jimmy is doing a favor for JD. JD will repay the favor. I'm with you. See, this is where I know the fans that put it under a microscope, and all they see is they hot shot that title. This is bullshit. I can't believe they did that. Oh, my God. But if you step back and look at what they're doing, I think there's a bigger picture. I think people miss the bigger picture sometimes until it unfolds. I don't mind. I'm with you. I don't mind what just happened. The reason for me was to strengthen Jay and Cody's relationship while allowing the bloodline to want to get involved with them. Now Jimmy cost them the titles, so it continues. Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm not alone here. I like it. I agree, Boston. Yeah, that's kind of my view on it. I feel like everybody looks at everything very narrow. They don't look at like what happened before, or they don't really look at what happened or what could happen in the future. And I think this has been 2 years in the making. Yes, we see a lot of Judgment Day. Yes, we see a lot of the bloodline. But who would you rather see? Like, this is where the internet fans get all uppity, and certain companies will, all right, fine, the Dark Order's in the main event. Like, you can't do that. Like, your top guys are your top guys, and everybody works towards it. If the main event tonight was Cody and Jay versus Alpha Academy, I don't know how many people really give a shit. Jimmy versus Jay at Survivor Series, I'm down. Do it. I'm all for it, Easy Bake. Jimmy stay ruining Jay's matches. I like it. It's all leading to Judgment Day, Bloodline versus Cody and whoever at War Games. I'm with you, Daniel. It's going to be the Judgment Day and Bloodline parts or pieces of them versus, the team can't beat Roman. But it is last call, by the way. So unless you're saying good night, you might not get clicked on. KJ, will Roman beat Hogan's record? It just seems so far away, AJ. It really does, man. I hope not. You know what? You've beaten the modern records. Hogan seems so far away. He's definitely not going San Martino. If he keeps that belt till 2027 or 2026 or whatever the fuck it is to beat Bruno, I think we'll all give up on it. WWE be the best thing that ever happened to AEW was Roman having a 7-year run. 7 yeets out of 10. Bad Jeezys. Judgment Day is a hot act. WWE will put them in the main event. Rhea is hardly defending the belt. What other match could main event? I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. Yeah. 8.75 out of 10. Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, tag team champions. I still think that's in the making. That's a possibility. It'd be very interesting how we get there now, though, because I thought they'd take it off Cody and Jay. It kind of doesn't make sense not to. Stories are better when they are intertwined. I'm with you. As long as the people involved in the story have a clear path. You can intertwine the stories, but you got to know where they're heading or what their intent is. Without that, it just becomes messy. It becomes a cluster. I think if JD had different opponents, people wouldn't mind them in the main event. Again, you have to build somebody up and you have to give them. I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but to me, I think for the WWE and the people writing right now, at least in the short term, they have to complete a bunch of things. And I hate to use the term, they got to finish some stories. And I think that's what they're in the process of telling a bunch of different stories. They got to get through some of this. And I think part of this is the continuation of Jimmy and Jay and Bloodline and Cody and all the same. But we're getting there. Got to give new wrestlers main events or they don't build brand recognition. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. And I think that's why we're watching the rubs that some of the NXT talent are getting. And again, we're working our way up. You saw Gable move into the main event position. You saw Shinsuke move into the main event position. I do think that will come. But I mean, I don't feel like since Mania that they're really impeding anybody from being in that main card picture or main event picture, unless I'm wrong. Any word if Chucky going to be the co-host of Halloween Havoc? Haven't heard yet, Larry. We'll find out. We already got 2 hosts from what I know. I think JD McDonough might be out of the JD storyline. Wasn't on Raw. It didn't help JD win. Maybe repackage. Ooh, that'd be very surprising. Maybe he just wasn't well. I have no idea. Chucky tried to rob a store recently. No joke. They arrested the doll. Good night, Kyle. Good night, everybody. Jimmy, I'm just going to click. We try and click on all these. I know some people accuse us of skipping, but we do our best. I promise. Maybe Sammy will replace Cody and he and Jay. I don't think so. I still think there's something there. I'm really curious to see what the next little bit here holds for Sammy. Because it'd be very interesting. If he retains an issue with Cody and Jay, does that not make Sammy a heel? But should he be? I don't know. Questions. We got to wait and find out. Judgment Day is a hot act. Got that one. Get your sleep, KJ. Good night, everybody. Thanks. Boston, thank you. 8.5 says Trevor. Good night. All righty then. Roman didn't want Jay and Cody on SmackDown as often as he wanted. Jimmy was trying to help. Yeah, that's why I want to see what the fallout is. You know, if it's Roman saying, I didn't approve this, and it turning out, well, Rhea made the call. So, you know, I'm curious how this rubs Roman. But all that being said, folks, as we say a million times, make sure you hit like, share, and subscribe. The best thing you could do is spread the word of the Wrestling for Life Network. We continue to grow by the minute. We thank everybody for being here tonight. We're back tomorrow. NXT, it's another fun one. It will be stacked heading into Dynamite and the rest of the week. We're looking forward to it. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, Luna Havoc is doing WrestleMania 7. So that will be an interesting one. She's chugging along to 39. But folks, click all our links below. Follow us on all our socials. Get yourself some swag. And other than that, I thank everybody for joining us. Make sure you drop us some comments and some love. And until tomorrow, we'll see you on the flip side. Good night, folks.